What's up? What's up? What's going on? Hopefully, see if anybody's there. What's up, baby?
Oh, hey.
Mhm. What you
Oh, we're
doing?
alone?
Nope. Says we
Oh,
have three people from YouTube and two from Facebook. How you guys doing? What's going on, everybody? Damien was the first one. He said, "Happy Saturday to all the gente out there. Hope all is well out there." Machachita said, "Donkey kick,
donkey, what?
donkey kick."
What does that mean?
It means it's a donkey kick.
I have no idea.
El profe, what's up, brother? He said in the casa. Que hubo, gente? Sergio said, "What's up, everyone? How you guys
Okay,
doing?" See that? We come on every other day. We told you guys.
whatever. Are you drinking coffee for once?
Soda,
Oh,
coffee. Ugh.
ugh, your face.
What am I?
I like that shirt on you.
Thank you.
You look nice.
I know.
Just say thank you, man. See, I try to be nice to you.
Oh, and this is a different shirt. What are you even talking about?
Just say thanks, babe. Appreciate that.
Guys, then what's up, everybody? I'm rocking with y'all because y'all rocking with the B23 gang. Gang, he said. Cute wall.
Oh, nice. Gang,
Ropey,
gang.
how you doing, Ropey?
Oh, look it.
Buenas noches, Chronicles Familia. I hope everyone is doing well. Cricket and Javon, hope you are well. Ropey, while you're here, I want to show you something. I know I know that you weren't here on our last live, but I wanted to show you we got the bike. As you know, Francisco ended up donating that night when we were talking about it, and we ended up getting the bike sooner than we were going to. But watch out, there's the kid getting his little bike for his birthday. The story with this kid, I think you remember, he's the one that had did the Christmas list, and on his list he had a few things, including the bike. The bike was kind of out of the price range of what we had um, for that. For each kid, because we had 40 kids, and it came up to like $75 per kid that we had donated and we had put together. So we couldn't do it, but we wanted to get him the bike because the story behind it was he had never had a bike, and he wasn't going to have one anytime soon. And so Jovan had ended up speaking with his mother and said, "Well, when's his birthday? Can we do something then?" And his birthday was. Do you know when it was? Then? If you,
January 11th.
Okay, January. So we were still even late from that. But either way, um, I think the reason we were late on that is because we ended up getting that keyboard for the Agua Fria High School band, and that was the conversation we had when Francisco broke it off and hooked up that feria, and so we were able to do it, and that's him getting that bike. So it was real
He's
cool.
so cute.
I wanted to show you Ropey because I knew that you weren't here that night. A lot of people were, but I know Ropey usually is involved in a lot of that stuff with us. So I just wanted her to enjoy that smile, that whole situation. It's cool, man. Billy B23
Absolutely.
said, "What up, everybody?" Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
No, I just said absolutely.
John Saviejo said, "Cubile carnal to the missus from Salas Califas." What's up, bro? For sure.
Oh,
Coco County said, "Sup, homeboy? Coco County Woodpile. Orale." Right on, brother. How you doing? Javier said, "Good to see you tonight. Hope the great host Giovanni and Manuel Medrano are well. Y los cronicleros, saludos."
excuse me. Hyphen Hernandez, thank you.
There's no hyphen going to be in your name.
First of all, I've had this last name for 40 years of my life.
I'm well aware.
It's a great last name.
Very common.
Um, well, what it means to me is, my family, it's a great last name that comes from something great to me.
Okay.
So, maybe a little hyphen in there.
No, because now daddy comes in the picture.
I have a dad. The heck?
Patty Guardado, how you doing? She said, "Happy Saturday evening. Hope you had a great day. Glad to see you on. Always looking forward to it." Appreciate you. Thank you, Patty. We look forward to it too. I know we We haven't been doing it as often as we used to. Um, it's just been so hectic. There's been a lot going on. On top of that, listen, to be honest, we know she said you're not her daddy. I have to up cloudy.
Right. I already have a dad, thank you.
But what I was gonna say is we know that people have lives, man, and it's not we're not I got Jovan on here. This isn't a very interesting
Uh,
little thing going on.
don't talk about me like I'm not here.
Oh well, we can't see you out of
Well, I
sight, out of
mean,
mind.
I
You know?
have like I've seen interesting things in the prison genre. I mean, if people want to ask me or if they want to know, I've seen some crazy stuff on the other side of it, not just the inside. Obviously, I was only in there for 3 days, but
What did you
but
see?
well, I've seen older women act the way they act when they, just stuff that I think back now that's kind of like heartache, like 40-year-old woman dragging her kids to go see a man that you know they just met. These kids are calling him dad, like just stuff like that. Like that's got to be psychologically messed up in the kid's head now that they're older. You know what I mean? Like
And to be
just
honest,
just things like that. Just
and
the
what's
the other night we talked about that girl. She got pregnant with twins and tried to hide it, and then he found out. It's like I saw a lot of messed up stuff, and these were grown women doing these things.
yeah,
They
and
were
you're
in
right.
their
Now
40s
that
and 30s.
I remember that happens a lot though. The pulling the kids to the visiting room and honestly, yeah, I think that's probably one of the harder things to when you look back and think about is probably the most detrimental because I think that the a lot of the times the ruca may have good intentions, but they need to remember or realize that the vato's going to tell you whatever they want to tell you, whatever they need to tell you to keep you around. And if they tell you they love your kids and all this other stuff, and it may not. The thing is, it may not always be true. Now, there may be some vatos that que Simon that could do that, but I'm telling you this from my own life experience. The vato that got in with my jefita because he wanted to, fuck my jefa and be with her. He pretended to be my dad. I didn't know he wasn't till I was 13 years old, and there was a lot of bad shit that happened between that time because he really didn't give a fuck about me. He pretended for her sake, and I've seen that a lot. And that's the problem. It's detrimental to kids, man. It causes shit. And a lot of the times the ruca they're not even aware of it. They don't see it because they want to believe that this good dude in their life that is taking care, that is loving them and may love them, is gonna also love and support the kid. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, that's just not the case. You know what I mean? And it's fucked up, especially from the vatos in the pinta in jail. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they may jump on and fall in love with you, but the kids, they're not going to be a factor in that, even if they pretend to be. It's kind of sad.
I just, you know, uh, I just saw some messed up stuff on the other side,
Yeah,
and I look back at it now being a mother, and I can imagine taking Mijo to visit somebody in jail and say, hey, this is my boyfriend, you know, call him dad, or, you know what I mean? Or we're going to get married, but he's doing forever in here. Or when he gets out, he's going to come stay with us. This guy right here. Like I don't know. I just think it should change when you have kids. When you have a kid, your very first kid, it should just a light bulb go off and say, "Oh my God, this is it." You know what I mean? You're not single, you're not young to be making those foolish mistakes. And I've seen it. This
yeah,
girl, I don't know if she met him out here or in there, but he got out, lived with her and her son. Um, he had a normal job, he was okay, but he wanted to be a gangster so bad. And this is the guy that's supposed to be the role model for her son. And then he punches her in the face while pregnant with his own kid. So it's like, that's that's what
Yeah,
we're doing? That's what you're doing?
yeah,
That's what these women are doing.
yeah. We've talked about that one before.
Yeah, and it's just like, I'm like, "Oh my god, these women are freaking crazy." Or, they'll leave the man and then go to his friend and then go to his other friend, and it's like, it's crazy that, you're these women are doing damage to their kids in that way.
Yep. And brings it full circle. Usually, the kids end up being the next ones to do the same type of shit, and that's the whole point. So, AP said, "Órale, saludos." What's up, AP?
Oh, hello.
Patty said, "San Bernardino, California, in the house." Patricia said, "Hello from the high desert in California." I always, when you say that, that always reminds me of Art Bell. He always used to say that from the high desert. Javier said, "Took out my new gordita out for lunch today. The ruca can grub. She ate my leftovers. However, she's good company."
Oh my god.
Pinche Javier.
Wow.
Patty said, "You're not her daddy." Or Anthony said, "Hi, Cricket and your wife, Jovi. How are you doing? And everyone here. Hey, Javier, how are you?" He said, "Doing good.
We're
Doing good.
doing good.
Had to work today, just getting off. That's why I'm still here. I'm going to go home after this. But we decided to come on and say hello." Patty said, "That's nothing." I think she's talking about your 3 days. We know.
Yeah, I mean, it was nothing, but for someone like me, it was a whole lot of something. It was something that I never experienced in my entire life, something that I was definitely not prepared for, especially being 9 months pregnant. Um, I never had handcuffs on me in my life before. I never none of that. So it was a brand new whole experience for me. And then being 19 and 9 months pregnant. Um, I definitely wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy. I wouldn't.
Yeah. And you know what?
I don't care if it was for a day. I don't care if it was 2 days. 3 days was too many days.
And I clown.
I don't wish that on nobody.
I know I clown, but I remember, I think I've told this story when I was a juvenile. My first time getting locked up, the judge sentenced me to like weekends. So I had to go in for like, I can't remember. I think it was Friday at some time and get out Sunday night at some time. And I remember like asking my ruca if she was gonna wait and shit. It was all this dramatic ass shit. And it felt like forever to be in there. You know what I'm saying? Like with your first time, well, really every time. I think every time you get locked up to the condado, it feels until you get back situated and figure it out. That's always the hardest part. I think. Once you go to the pinta and shit, you're kind of used to it all. But every time that those first few weeks, I think, is always the hardest because you got to reacclimate to that environment. And if you've never even been there, trying to figure it out from the beginning. And what was got to is they treated her like a real bad security risk. They put her in close custody up in the hole with the rucas that were like the troublemakers because of the case, because she was with us. And so it's kind of it was a trip.
I'm so glad you can laugh at that now.
Oh, I laughed then too, my love. Don't forget.
Wow, what
Damien,
a piece of poop.
Damien says she had an interesting and rowdy 3 days, Leo. She came out all razzle dazzled, I'm sure.
Really did.
Patty said, "Yes, that is messed up." Talking about the vatos and the ruca, yeah. She said, "I see."
Yeah, and then we wonder why these kids come out sometimes the way they are. I've seen women, you know, risk their jobs. Some of them, like, who was that one? I can't remember her name. She was a guard at Madison, and I think she had kids and she was sneaking stuff in. She got with somebody. I can't remember her name. But like, grown women risking their jobs to get a paycheck to feed their kids. They're risking it for this guy behind the wall. Like,
Yeah,
seriously? Like, seriously.
and that happens.
It's messed up.
It happens. Yeah, I mean, there was there's a real I don't well, the people from Arizona will remember, but there was a story um, at a writing unit back in like 93 or 94, I think it was. There was a ruca, her last name was, no, maybe 95. Her last name was Carpenter. She was a CO, and she ended up hooking up with a vato named Willow from the Ligas, and fell in love with this fool. And but she was married to a sergeant that worked in a different pinta over in the what the paredes, but she worked in CBA, and or he did, I'm sorry, and he was hooked. So Willow's hooking up with her, and it comes out. So he gets locked down, and the ruca's like coming to the oil to visit him, and he's like, "Man, stop! You're gonna pull our covers." And well, long story short, this ruca whacked herself, and she left a note. She was pregnant. She was pregnant. She said by Willow. She ended up leaving a note saying that the Department of Corrections had took the love of her life from her when they locked down Willow and transferred him out. And she whacked herself, man, while she was pregnant. It was man, that was a crazy ass story. Carpenter was her name, but yeah, that was I couldn't believe that she was pregnant. She was living with Willow's mom at the time, but
It's crazy.
she wigged out. Yeah. Crusted said, "Howdy, Jovan and Mr. Content Creator. What's up, brother? Howdy to
Where's the
all in the chat.
Hi Crust, but where's the content creator? I don't see him. Where is he? Where is he?
It don't matter. Crust sees them." Patty
We'll
said,
put some content out. What are you doing?
"I'm working on it, man. Shut the hell up." Patty said, "Check this out. The girlfriend going to check and see her boyfriend there at the prison, and the other man's sitting in the car waiting for her." Yeah,
Yeah,
that happens. It happens. It's I mean, listen. Sometimes, even though it sounds scandalous, you know what I mean. Like you can look at it and be like, "Damn." Like, what do you expect a lot of the times? You know what I mean? These rucas have emotions and needs and all the same. It'd be better, obviously, if you just left the vato and said, "Hey, I'm through," you know what I mean? Because you're playing with someone's heart, you know what I mean? You're playing with someone's emotions, but it's hard sometimes, you know what I mean? Like even
but
think,
not when you have kids and you're introducing your kid to,
well, that's yeah, yeah,
little spooky over here, and then next month, oh, hey, little, I don't know, little
that,
Chato's your dad now, okay? And then
daddy,
next month it's going to be someone else. That's not okay.
daddy chato, and then this one's daddy sleepy.
Exactly, that's not okay.
Well,
Or or go by yourself, or get a babysitter that day or something, if that's the only place, and that's fine. You're an adult, do it. But why do you got to drag your kids into it?
yeah,
And then you're letting it's hard enough to find somebody on the street, introduce them to your kids, but now you're bringing a guy that's fresh out of jail into your house with issues in front of your kid. Really? That's
yeah,
your kid, that's your baby. That's your whole life, like, really?
yeah. I mean,
Over some chorizo? No, I don't think so. It's gross.
yeah, I don't know. I think
It's
it's
it's like it's on the level of, like, borderline child abuse. Like, no joke. That's how I see it.
well,
Because 'Cause you're
obviously,
mentally messing them up.
yeah, the mentality of it is gotcha. That's the part of well, with the kids, and then and I guess the hard part is that emotions get involved. So the hyena puts all this trust into this dude, but you got to remember that your responsibility number one is to your kids. So yeah,
Exactly.
fall in
You
love.
gotta love your kid more than that guy.
Yeah, fall in love, do what you got to do, but when they get out, man, just make them get their own place for a little bit, figure it out, work it out, and then in time it may work. But you don't know from the gate. You know, what I mean, you guys have been on nothing but honeymoon time while he's torcido. Because while he's torcido, his face is, he's giving you the best of himself, and vice versa, both ways. You may get out, this broad's a nutcase. You know what I mean, and you don't want to live with her. So I mean, it goes both ways. Jawan was crazy as fuck. Let's see.
No, I wasn't. So don't even say that.
Ro P said, "Thank you. Makes me so happy to see those smiles on the kids' faces. Cheers to our awesome community." Yeah, it's cool.
Absolutely.
It was cool, man. That one right there. His mom came on last night and was talking. It was, yeah, that was feeding. Geronimo said, "What's really going on, Chronicleros?"
Yeah,
Patty said,
not much. Little this, little that.
"Sad but true," said Patty. Anthony said, "Hey, what have you seen?" Talking to Jovan.
Well, I've seen more. I got more.
Yeah. Sean Cervantes said, "Kiwo, Cricket, Jovan, Primo, Crusted, everyone in the chat. What's up? How you doing, brother?" John Savieco said, "That's some scandalous shit. It tears the kids up emotionally and mentally." And that's the hardest part, bro. It really does. And I like it's hard because you know that it's not what the Ruka intends, but they're blinded by something and it needs to be addressed and they need to think about it more and realize that those little ones are her responsibility and whatever they become is based off of how she brings them up. And if you bring some vato in their life that treats them like shit, doesn't give a fuck. I mean, listen to all the stories. I mean, we're not just talking here. There's so many stories that you can listen to where the stepfather was abusive or he just didn't give a fuck or whatever. And that has emotional. I don't know what happens. Or she'll be back. That has emotional. That scars a kid and for could do so for life. And it's just it's bad, man. It's sad. Hold on, I'm trying to see what happened with Joanne. Give me 1 second. I think she's coming back. All right. Let me see. Anthony Ortega, I'm well, my friend. How are you? Said Javier. I hope well. It's cool. How cricket has united us all on this side. He's like a Azteca con poder. Soon he will be a Cocolizo Cortatela, bro. Sí, Javier. Uh, appreciate it, bro. We're all here. Shit, this is all feeding for me too, man. It gets it's obviously therapeutic para mí también. All the how we talk about and stuff. Um, Give me 1 second. I gotta take care of something. I'm trying to get her back in, see what's going on. But first, let me see where. This one. Give me 1 sec, guys. You back? Hold on. There you are.
Cool.
What happened? Phone?
My phone died. Yeah.
All right, we're back. So then Anthony said, "Yeah, that's true, Javier." Patty said, "Yes, indeed. I understand. You must have been scared. Those 3 days. Yeah. I understand it too. I clown, but I mean, anyone that, especially if that's not the lifestyle you live, and they come for you like that, it's tough." Javier said, "Tomorrow's menudo day with the familia. Gonna introduce them to my gordita. I made." He said, "I made extra for her."
Oh, well, at least you made her extra. That's love. God forbid she shares with you and then it becomes a whole disrespect story.
Oh man. Noel said, "What's up, Pat? Oh, Noel, how you doing, brother? Hope you're
Yeah.
doing well." And Prophet said, "Hit the like, gente." Gracias. Patty said, "Oh, hell no, not worth it." Yeah, it's really not. It's tough though, you know what I mean? Like people make connections, women and men or whatever, but it just needs to be done right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't do it, just saying do it right. Don't include the kids. There's no reason to at that point. It's just, do you figure it out and in time things will work itself out, however it needs to be. T Rilla, what's up, bro? He said,
Oh,
"What
it's been a
up?"
minute. Hello.
T Rilla pops in and out. How you doing, brother? Krusty said, "Órale, primo Sean." I said, "Little spooky, LOL."
One of them. It's got to be one of them, you know.
Burqueño came in and said, "Cule with the salute." George Vialta said, "What's up, Cricket? It's been a while for me. The last time I was on here, it has, bro. How you doing? Hopefully everything's
Oh,
good. I know we've been missing too, so we kind of probably haven't caught each other, but hopefully everything's well with you, bro. I know you've been working and stuff." Eric Lerma said, "What's up, Cricket? And the B23 Familia, how's it going, homie?" Been good, bro. Just here,
it's
living the dream, como dicen.
going great, actually.
I had to work tonight. Just got off right now at 11, and so I said, we'll just go live. And I want to try and go on a little more often. I know we used to say we try to go earlier, but now trying this. But I'm trying to get some videos out there también and stuff. So I'm trying. Just with work, it's hard to get to do too much with this stuff because it takes some time. Javier said, "I bought me a few suits because I'm going to start college courses next week. I want to look respectable, or should I wear my dicky clothes?" Either one, bro. It really don't matter, to be honest, bro. However you look, as long as you're serious about it, you're gonna learn it. You know what I mean?
Dress like the kids nowadays. Javier, be in the now, be in the cool.
Some skinny jeans.
Yeah. And a merce, a man purse.
I don't think you can learn like that. Heart Life said, "Sup, Cricket and Jovan." What's up,
Oh, okay.
Heart Life? Eric Lerma said, "Oh, my bad. What's up, Jovan?"
Oh, hello. Hi. How are you?
Big Chango said, "Hola, mi gente. What's up, big homie? And my homegirl, too."
Oh,
What's up?
hello, Chongo.
How you doing, Chango? Chango was in here kicking it with us the other day.
Mm-hmm. He thinks he's got jokes. I don't think he's that funny.
No? You don't think
Like,
so?
sometimes, not all the time.
Javier said, "Ese es el Chango y mi camarada el Bolillo. Saludos y respetos, young men."
Well, they're not that young. Javier, calm down.
Oh, Chango and Heart Life aren't that young.
You.
He ain't talking to me. He said, "Ese el Chango y mi camarada el Bolillo." That's Heart Life. See,
Oh,
respetos, young men. But you're
yeah,
right.
they're not. They're still not that young. Yeah.
Charlie Alta said, "Yup, been working, brother, and tell Jovan hi for me." Hi, Jovan.
Hi.
Sergio said, "Chango's funny as hell. Stop lying." You want him in?
Okay. I mean, he's semi funny, but I mean,
Where you at, Chango? Where you at, fool?
did you put the link up?
Yeah. Sergio said, "Muffin." Hard Life said, 48 in 5 days. Is that what you turned, bro? 48?
Oh, wow.
Damn, I still got
Okay.
a long time before I hit that. What
You're such a liar. That's like in 2 years.
are you talking about?
You're 46.
Your ass is 46. I'm not 46.
You just turned 46. You always forget how old you are.
I'm not 46.
You're not 46?
No,
You were born in the 70s. Stop playing.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Sergio said he might be on a date. Carlos said, ¿Qué onda, mi raza? What's up, Carlos Flores? How you doing, brother? Jojo said, "Saludos, Grillo y Jovan." Jojo Easy, what's up, brother?
Oh, hello.
Big Hard Life said, "Sergio." Burkina said he is most funny when he clowns on Jovan. There he is.
Wow.
Or
Chango.
how we
Oh,
doing?
hello.
How we doing this evening? They said that I wasn't too funny, so I had to,
I
make,
mean, you're
make,
okay.
make
You're not like ha 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 ha, but
no,
you're
I'll
like
be honest with you. I gotta keep it, PG.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No,
I'm gonna change.
you're okay, Congo.
Hey, you know what's funny? Hey, how you guys doing? Hey, listen, I was thinking about something right now. I was thinking about Javier, right? I'm proud of him. going out and interviewing, right? I was thinking, I go, man, homeboy went to the segunda, man, right? To get hooked up and get, suited and booted, I was like,
Who
man,
who did?
you know, Javier.
Oh,
You just said right now, he said he had to get all,
got the
spiffy,
suit.
So he's
Yeah,
like, I gotta go to the segunda, get my threads.
right.
Oh,
Hey,
you
uh,
know, not funny, homegirl. Oh, my bad. Oh, I forgot. That's one of your number one fans.
I
No,
told
just like
Oh, you didn't
why
get
the
it here.
segunda? Why can't he go to like, you know,
I don't know. I mean,
the men's store or something? They have really good suits there
uh,
at that men's spot.
do they?
what
Yeah,
men's.
Oh, I
it's
didn't
like a
know.
suit place. There's one
Oh,
like
I
right
know, I know,
across.
I know what it is. Don't put me out there like that in front of everybody.
I don't. I don't own no suit.
Oh, you don't,
You
bro?
need to get a suit though.
Uh-uh.
You're too old to not own a suit.
Your ass is old. Fuck.
Psh,
Otra vez.
I'm
Here we
just
go.
saying,
Big
at
names.
your age, at 46, you should have a suit, some nice dress pants, a collar shirt, like it's like a blazer. Like, come on now, get with it.
Hmm.
My job don't call for suits. Why am I gonna waste my feria?
You never know when you're gonna need a suit. A wedding, a funeral,
I can
a
wear.
special occasion. You never know.
Hey,
We
so
went.
hey, what were you guys talking about? What's on the agenda? What's up?
We
What's the
just finished.
topic?
Oh,
No, we're just talking. I was mainly just saying how I think it messes kids up
De qué?
mentally. Just the women that go to the prison and drag their kids there, and the women that risk their jobs and things like that just because they want to be with some man in jail and they have kids. I just think
Oh,
that
okay.
I think it's like a selfish move on their part.
Mm,
Especially when you're dragging your kid to visit and they're calling him dad, and then a year later they're calling another guy dad, and then this ex-con gets out and then comes and lives with them, and who knows, you know what I mean? I think it's wrong. I think that those women need to take responsibility and stop being so selfish. It's going to
hmm.
mess those kids up later in life. It's not okay.
yeah.
So it's the world we live in, man. You know. And
No,
I was
they
thinking.
need to do better. They need to pick their
No,
kids first. They need to do
no,
better. And I'm here
yeah,
to tell them that.
no, right. What's more important?
Your
You're
kid,
no, I agree with you. I don't want no problems.
because
I'm
we
on your side.
can.
Hey,
I mean,
listen,
we,
you know
we
what?
can. Okay.
I,
Because
I,
make it make sense, because it's sounding like you're on their side, and I don't
no,
know.
no, no. No. You know what I was thinking about? When you're talking about that, I was just, today I went to AA, right? And
Hmm.
early this morning, they someone asked me last night to go help them, move, right? I was tripping on this cricket about our situation, and you know when we're over there and all that, right? And being out here. And I know it might sound like, I got emotional, right? Because I'm a emotional kind of vato.
Yeah.
And but no, seriously, man. I was thinking about, one day you were talking about, well, both of you, especially you, homegirl, about, it comes, priorities, and what's important out here, like when you were getting on cricket about, he's gonna have to do this, and like you're enforcing all this. You better do this, if not, as far as coming out here,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
you waited all this time, anyhow. And I was thinking about it, right? Because how people out here don't want to, function. I mean, not function, but they don't want to do what's important. You know what I mean? It's like it's always an excuse. And well, anyhow, what I'm getting at is, so I went with my friend to it's not a retirement home, but a living place. Well, his father-in-law, we moved him from the top, tier. I mean, the top floor to the bottom. And bro, I don't know, he was blind. He's walking in, and I was just like, wow. And at the same time, when I stopped to another place, I know this guy. He's always running around in a wheelchair. He gets in his car, jumps out, gets in his wheelchair, takes off, and he's rolling around like Hot Wheels, right? And I'm thinking about these people that are unfortunate, but they're still doing their thing, right? Whether they can't see, they can't walk, whatever, and they're still. And then make matters worse, when I was in the building, there was three old. There's all old people, right? And there's three women in the cardio room, like a little, and they were getting it in. These women are 70 some 78 years old, and they're doing their Jane Fonda. And I was like, wow.
Well, that's what I'm
And here,
saying. If there's a will, there's a way.
no,
And,
exactly.
and
And their whole,
especially for some grown man to get out and just have excuses and they're still pretty
no,
young and
and that, no,
able.
and forget about being incarcerated. I'm talking about in general, just being out here, and people just like, it, I was dumbfounded, like
Yeah.
always all the excuses in the world. And it was just it touched me. And then I was thinking about other people, and just to let you know, I'm not judging nobody. I mean, look, man, I know, I deal with people that are homeless, right? They got a place right here, and it's a shelter, right? And people have their own belief system and all that, but there's this guy every day. You get $14 for cans every day. You can only get, it's like you get like 14.50 or something. And this guy's every day. And the happiest dudes that I met so far out here are the homeless. I'm just saying, for me.
Well, they have to make a bad situation okay.
No, of
And
course,
and, and,
no,
and
yeah,
my
yeah.
thing is like I don't care what they want to do with their lives, but once you have a kid, in my mind, it's like that's it. It's
Oh no,
over.
no, no, no. You're
You
absolutely.
have no excuses, you have no nothing. You have a kid now. You had a whole human being. That's it.
You know,
You're here for the rest of your life for this kid. This kid didn't ask to be here. So it's like if you want to be single and be homeless and oh, that's your life, whatever. You're not bringing in other people in this world and ruining their life. You're just ruining your own, which is still sad because there's people that love these homeless people and these addicts, or they have a
no,
family
no.
that loves them and don't want to see them like that. But I
Hey,
just feel that once you have a kid, that's it. It should click. It
right?
should
No, no,
click.
no. No. Listen, I'm totally in agreement with you. You know what I mean? And I was talking to someone earlier today. You know, he just did 23, right? And he's been out here like 7 months, right? And he's hustling his butt off, man. He's holding down two jobs, and it's just like, here we go. I know you're not gonna like this, but the transition of doing 20 years, 15 years, 30 years, and you come out in society, and it's like, whoa. And anyhow, well, you're talking about the drug addicts and all that. There's a place where I'm at, and these people, I'm talking about the government, the county or whatever you want to call it, are allowing, setting up shop for the not the homeless, but the drug addicts. And everyone was on what's that called, that fentanyl and all that.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm not going to get political or anything, but it's like a repeat of
Crack,
me and homeboy
crack.
well, no, it's worse than that. But as far as, no, when me and homeboy were talking, it's like like back in the days, not in the back in the day, in the 40s, with Hitler, you know, they're just letting, the counties are letting these guys set up shop, as long as they're not killing them, they're getting high, and then all they're doing is, here comes the paddy, not the paddy wagon, the coroner, bagging them up, bagging them up, bagging them up, because that stuff's killing everybody out here.
Mhm.
I don't know. I was just, my mind just starts running. I just be like, wow, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to change an adult and it's hard to have a conversation with adults. That's why it's kind of like,
Hmm.
it's like, beating a dead horse. That's why my only real concern now and my issue is with these kids. And when people say, why is this generation so messed up? It's because my generation, I'm 40, my generation didn't parent right or didn't do something right. And that's why these kids that are 15, 16 now are running around acting like fools. And it's my generation that messed up this next generation. I see it. There's parents that want to be their friends instead of being their parent. You have these women that are having identity crisis. You know, they're 45 years old, shaking it on TikTok with their daughter, like if they're best friends, like it's gross. Stop it. You know what I mean?
Mm,
They're
mm,
doing all these
mm.
crazy things, and it's
Yeah.
just like, how is your daughter gonna like respect you or look up to you? And that like, where's the morals? And then you pass this on. You know, it's just,
No, you're absolutely right, man. I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, I can't. It's a lot of stuff I don't even watch it, man.
but it's not just the internet though. Like back when I met Manuel, we didn't have like that much, you know, like we had internet stuff, but not
No,
like the
everything is
way we
social
have now.
media.
And
No,
now, but back then, like I was just explaining, I saw all these grown women. I'm 18 years old to go visit this guy. These are grown women in their 40s, 42, dragging their kids to go see some guy in there, or they're going to see some dude and then, you know, marry him and never even have been out in the real world with him, but they're going to marry him because he says that she's beautiful and he loves her. And this is
mm,
a whole grown woman, 40 something years old, and she
mm,
has to
mm,
go home and
mm.
tell her 12-year-old kid, I love this guy and I met him and he think, you know, and it's like the kid, what does the kid do? Okay, mom.
Cougar
You know
at
what I
its
mean? Like
finest.
then the kid thinks that that's normal. So when the kid grows up, they do crazy things like that thinking that it's normal, and it's not. It's not normal, and it's not okay. And I don't care if any woman gets mad. If you have kids and you drag them to the jail to meet some guy that you've never been with out here or never met or anything like that, you are insane, and it's borderline child abuse in my eyes. It's not okay.
Mm, 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 mm.
Yep.
Pre, I'm listening.
Let me
Mm,
get on some of these
It
things.
just gets me so heated. Sorry, I'm razzle dazzled. It
Hey,
just upsets me because like
sorry,
I look at my baby and I'm like, how can nobody love their kid like as much as I love my kid? Like
you had another
how
baby?
does that light bulb not go off?
Yeah, you have another baby? You
No,
guys got a baby, bro?
she's talking about our 20-year-old.
Yeah, I
He's
was like, God damn,
you
what baby? I
can
was like, yeah, he's
you
a
can
grown age baby. Hey, bro,
that's
he's
my
bigger than both of us
baby.
put together, homeboy. Like, what
That's
the fudge? What? I
he,
was like, what?
I don't care if he's
I thought it
20.
was
He's gonna be my baby forever. I
I
don't
thought you
care.
got me on another channel or something. I was like,
No,
wow,
I
you know.
love him so much. I don't care.
Hey, I love your expressions, bro. You know, like I did the same thing. If you see my face, I was like, huh? I even turned around. I thought I was getting punked or something. You know.
Whatever, the both of you guys. You know what I'm
Okay,
talking about.
okay, okay. My bad. That slipped.
Javier,
Okay, go ahead, bro.
chale, I don't wear skinny jeans. In my days, only rucas wore them kind of clothes.
Mm, mm, mm,
Call
mm,
them
mm,
he said we call them hip huggers. I'm from the
mm.
hood.
And we call eat them up.
I know this is off subject real quick, but my mom, she's like, I saw the Prince documentary and oh my God, he wasn't gay. He had a lot of women. And I'm like, she's like, he just liked to wear makeup and wear heels. I go, Mom, he was gay. I go, if dad walked out of the room in heels and makeup, she goes, oh no, that wouldn't be okay. I go, then why is it okay for him? Because he's famous? I go,
Mm,
it's not
mm.
okay. He cannot
Straight,
sit there and say he was straight. He was not.
straight Juan
Something was
Gabriela.
off in his head.
I think I think he went both ways.
Mm.
But
He was
all
a
the
mess.
dude, man. You're hearing all this shit from Hollywood and rappers and the shit, man. Those are crazy.
Mhm.
That's why I don't listen to it.
I mean, I
You
said,
know,
I'm from the hood, Jovan. These styles make vatos look like chapetes.
oh man.
Oh,
Geronimo said, Happy Feliz Heart Life, Tony. Happy birthday. Chris Elias said, What's up, Chris? What's up from Chris de Pico Rivera, California? Órale.
okay.
Art Life said, DR, Geronimo. George Vialta's laughing. Carlos Flores said, Damn, Chango sounds different this time.
What
Does
I
he?
sound like in what way?
Sergio said, Hey, serio pedo, it must be hard not to cuss. Que no? For
Well,
Chango?
no, I mean, well, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just practice, like anything else. You know, it's how much you want to change. You know, your way of thinking. You know, I don't know. Uh,
Or just don't do it. You could substitute it with other words. Like I don't say the S word, I just say poop instead.
hey, you know what's funny?
Or
When I was a kid,
instead of the F word, I'll say like, oh, what the freak. You know what I mean? Like you could You could just
I mean, you can, but
substitute it. I
no,
mean,
no,
it
no,
might
no,
help a little.
no. You can water it down, but it's at the end of the day, why? You know, I mean, you can do this and do that. I know I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to get in a debate with you, homegirl. I'm just saying. Just
Oh, oh,
they look. I don't know. They asked me the question.
I was getting ready. I even
I
yeah.
know. I know. But listen. I know. I know. I know. You keep that thing under the table. You know what I mean? You keep it loaded at all times.
Uh, John Saviejo said, Buenas
I'm
noches, carnales,
retired.
Mrs. You and Mrs. have a blessed weekend. Have to get ready for work. Órale, brother.
Oh, good night. Have a good day at work.
Jojo AZ said, Factory to You. So we're going to get the suit set. They still got them, Factory to Use?
Oh my gosh, I hope not.
I don't think they exist no more, bro. But those were okay. I used to like them.
Okay.
Noel B said, I'm good, bro. How are you and your wife? How are you guys doing? We're doing good, brother.
We're doing great, actually. I'm doing great.
Sergio said it's old and loose from what we've heard.
First of all, it's not Sergio. Thank you very much.
Virginia said, What year of Blazer? Huh? What Blazer, bro?
Oh, I said you should buy a blazer, like,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, when you were talking about he should, go to what would you call it? Wear some Giorgio Armani, or you know
and,
what I mean?
and you could even get like some dress shoes. You could even dress it up with like some jeans. Like Steven Seagal, the way he would wear like that
shut the fuck
jacket with
Huh?
Shut the
oh,
fuck
okay. Okay.
Whoa! You're going left field. Let's get back to the comments, bro. Sorry
She
about
did
No,
that
that.
on purpose.
you know how he would wear jeans with
She did
like
that on
dress
purpose.
shoes
I got you with his
and a nice
I got you.
jacket.
Yeah. I was trying to visualize, and I was like,
Oh,
almost
you
like,
don't like Steven Seagal, huh? That's why.
She did that on purpose, bro. She's
No,
not.
I
oh,
just forgot. I just forgot. I just thought of
Yeah,
somebody.
I forgot. Shut the fuck
uh, hey, I second that motion.
up. Jojo said suits aren't in our culture, Jovan. Stop trying to gentrify Grillo.
Well, that's something good though in the culture. Okay.
Carlos Flores said, I agree with the white fence.
Oh,
White.
thank you.
Javier said, gracias, Chango, pero no segunda. Este vato está curada. I went to JC.
Órale, okay.
He said, I went to JC Penney, couldn't find my size, however, I already had them tailored. Órale.
They still have they
Okay.
still have that.
He's fancy. Yeah, they have JC Penney.
They still have. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
a lot of
old.
old people shop at JC Penney's.
I thought that, and what's that other? Was another place? Montgomery Wards.
That's
Oh,
gone.
that's a long time ago.
Oh,
That's
okay,
gone.
okay.
But
How about
JC
Sears?
Penney, that's where you can get all your polo at.
Oh, all right, okay, okay.
They don't sell polo at JC Penney.
Which one is polo? Dillard's?
Yes, Dillard's.
Dillard's. JC Penney's Levi.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I
yeah.
get you. Yeah.
Art Life said, Sup, Chongo?
Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, peoples?
Anthony Ortega said, try being 52. I got about 30 years before that, bro. I'm good.
Manuel looks
Yeah.
52, so he should just start.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
I don't know. I don't know what TV you're watching,
See, now she just made
or,
this.
or excuse me, what iPhone you're watching, or FaceTime.
Android.
Oh, you got an Android? Oh, no wonder.
Oh, what do you mean no one? Just stop it.
Hey, no
Don't
wonder
come
that
for my
thing.
phone.
No wonder it always freezes on you.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. No. No, no, no.
Mhm.
I got
So
an Android.
do you? Oh, you know what you do? That's right.
Yeah.
I see it because I can tell. I just tell when people are calling me or texting me. You can see
Yeah, I
the
don't
thing.
like. I got the like. This is my Mac. The whatever
He'll
it's
do
called.
Apple stuff, but when it's his phone,
Yeah.
it's Android.
What do you? I know the Android, but what do you got?
I got that Samsung,
Samsung.
the one that
Oh yeah.
opens up into a tablet.
Oh yeah. Okay, ballin'.
And then
All right.
I have the Z Flip, the phone that flips up.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Motorola came out with that new Razor.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
You
My son's into iPhones, so he's never had an Android. So he's always into
Yeah.
Mm.
iPhones. He's always like trying to talk us into how it's so much better, and I'm like, I don't care. It's just
I
a
don't like it on
phone.
the phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boy.
Javier said, I learned to read and write in prison. It made me feel liberated. I got my contractor's license and now I'm going to learn computers.
There
And
you
that's what's up.
go.
I know he was talking about it the other day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
He's told us that before, man. He really did come a long way. Ty said, that's cool, Javier. Javier said, Ty, my friend, gracias. Sergio said, I imagine Chango being a big hand talker. You a hand
Huh?
talker?
A ham?
Yeah, like, are you all expressive with your hands when you're talking?
Oh man, man, oh man, they say I'm very what's that word? I'll tell you right now. See, I gotta change the words now when I'm on this show. Very not comical. Híjole. How come to go ahead, bro? I get that brain
Did
lock.
you use your hands or not?
He got shot in the head. Leave him alone.
Yeah,
Oh,
please look at even Patty.
oh,
Look at what Patty said. Please, homegirl, leave Chango alone. He's a nice guy.
Ty, my friend, gracias. If I imagine Chango be Ty said, I can barely figure out my phone. Sergio laughed my ass off. Javier said, Chango must have been great company in the joint. He seems like a cool man. Hey, you know what, Javier? I was telling my Ruka yesterday, or maybe the day before, I can't remember. We used to have, like, when you in the joint, when you just get those clowning sessions. Hey,
Reg,
Chango put that clown suit on. Motherfuckers are through. He had fools crying.
oh, wow.
bro, don't do it, bro. I had a always come with the one day we're sitting down and this dude pulls out like a playing around. He's like trying to clown and then he pulls out like boom, boom, like with a handgun, right? I said, man, bro, what are you doing with that little pistol, man? You know what I mean? I'm pulling back. You know what I mean? We don't play where I come from. We don't play with them little pea gun, them little water guns, man. We pull out. We come with heat. You know what I mean? Assault rifles. You know what I mean? You got to keep it loaded, baby.
Yeah, we used to go hard in there.
Hey, oh man, that's funny. Go ahead, bro.
Remember Littlefoot?
Oh, you guys
Hey,
are
bro, I
right.
had all them dudes. Hey, oh my goodness. Oh, and then, oh my goodness.
Say.
Oh my goodness. This is
Now that was a little chapete.
Oh my God.
All right. Ooh. Hello, you can picture him being hella animated with his hands. Hot ties, said Sergio.
And some.
Rope said, Javier, proud of you for starting college. You got this and just dress comfortable. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, keep up the good work, homeboy.
Ain't nobody judging you, brother. You doing what you do. Javier said, Serio, Simón, que si gonna have to give him a 30-second verbal cap. Con todo respeto. Sergio said, hey, Rope. Rope said, Sergio, how are you? How are those adorable kiddos doing? Did you get your car running? Yeah, you did. You got it going. Burqueño said, Giovanni is explaining exactly what my mom was doing when I was young to a T. It's a lot. It's a lot of, yeah, I mean, that's not, I mean, that's what's got you about it.
I got the word.
What is it?
But
I said dramatic. I said comical. Oh, I did. It happened again. I had to write it I was gonna write it down because I was, but I had to move. I had to move all because I'm in the living room and I'm looking for a pen. I was like, man.
Burqueño, that's
you know what, Porqueño, though, it's like it's sad, but I know that you would never do that to your kids. You know what I mean? I don't believe you or your wife would ever do that to your kids.
Animated. There it is. Jeez.
Animated. They said that, fool.
Huh?
They said that.
Oh, animated?
Yeah, 3 hours later.
Oh, yeah, titiri. Huh? Hey, slow motion at its finest. Slow motion for you, baby.
Sergio said, LOL, you can picture him being hella animated with his hands all tied.
Oh, okay. I didn't even, I was,
Yeah,
I'm looking out the window,
I got
In the window?
In the window?
In the window.
Ay.
there was this lady on a video. She was in the line, dropping her son. You know what I mean? And going to school, and she's playing that song. You know,
Which one?
to the wall. You
Oh,
know,
from the window to the
To the
wall.
window, to
yeah.
the wall.
And she was dancing. I was like, oh, this is a high school kid. The nice example you're setting. She said she had a flashback back in the days,
Oh,
and her son's looking at him like, "What, mom? What are you doing, mom?" You know.
Embarrassing. Burqueño, so thing is, bro, you know what's sad, bro, is that highlight right there is not, it's not rare, eh? That's like when you're in the joint, you see that so much, you know what I mean? With Rucas bringing their kids to see this dude that they don't know, and some of them going as far as having the kids call the kid of daddy and shit, and like it's just bad, bro. And like everybody wants that dream. I get it, like especially if you're torcido, but it's the parent, not just the mother, the father. It's the parent's responsibility to protect your children. And so fall in love all you want, suck 1,000 dicks if you want, fuck 100 rucas if you want, if you're the dude, do whatever you got. But when it comes to your kids, you have to be a parent first. And
Mm,
so
mm,
mhm.
mm.
comes a time where whatever you do outside of the house is between you and whoever you're with or whatever's going on. But you need to think of those kids and the responsibility you have by bringing that child into this world. So many fucking broken kids out there, so many broken people because people don't know how to parent. Mothers and fathers. I'm not just blaming the women, the dudes too. The vatos that go out there and just fuck all these bitches and get all these kids, and somehow they think that's the cool thing to do, and talk about all these baby mamas, and like that's sad. At the end of the day, your child is going to be at the back of the classroom because of you brought them into them. You've made them, you haven't given them the tools to succeed. Most probably will, hopefully, but not because of you, and that's sad. You're the parent. One way, whether you're the father or the mother, both sides have a responsibility. And I tell you what, if Jovan would have tried to take my son to go see some dude in the joint or whatever, like I would have fought that tooth and nail. Like that's also up to the dad to say, "No, fuck no, you crazy bitch. You're not gonna do that shit." You know what I'm saying? Like it's on both. You know what I mean? It's not just on the ruca's responsibility. Unfortunately, a lot of times the vatos don't have a lot of say, so the rucas have to be the one that are the smarter ones. But man, just please, if you're in that situation, think of that. You know what I mean? Just do what you got to do. No one's telling you not to be in love, not to find the man of your dreams, not to have somebody to tell you you're beautiful, but just don't involve your children in that. You know what I mean? Make it outside of their life. It doesn't need
Be
to.
be discreet.
Yeah, it doesn't need
Yeah.
to include them. Not right now. It can come. Give it time. Just like normal people in the real world do. You know what I'm saying? People date on the street all the time and don't bring their kids into it until they both decide it's that time. And you have to be responsible in that same way because it's 100 times worse. You know what I'm saying? You don't know anything about this dude in the joint. And a lot of the times, unfortunately, those of us that are in the joint haven't changed our ways, even though we say we have. We would love to, but when we get out, we get right back to the shit. And even let's just say we do like this Rucas kids, and the Rucas kids like us. Unfortunately, if we get out and we get locked up again, that also hurts those children that
It
grew
affects
emotions.
everybody.
Yeah, they
Hmm.
grew emotions for us as
Well,
well. So,
well, not just that, but like the little girls when they see their mom doing this and they don't have a dad in the picture, like they're gonna go be with a bunch of different dudes. It's a psychology thing. Like
It's
they're
a
gonna find love with
revolving
all
door.
these men. They're gonna say, "Well, my mom went to the jail to find, her
And,
boyfriends,
and
so I guess
I think it
that's
goes
just
deep. It
the
goes
way it
deeper than
is." You know
that.
what I mean? And they
You
do.
know,
They drag in
the,
their little girls and
yeah,
their little boys into this situation, and
you
it's
know,
tough.
the daddy issues.
yeah.
Exactly, daddy issues. Another example, this guy, he this girl, she had 2 kids, or no, 1 kid. She had 1 kid and that knew the guy, whatever. She was talking to some dude already in prison. It didn't work out. Then she talked to another dude. It worked out with him. He ended up paroling, moves in with her, but then has his girlfriend that lives around the block. So he's playing both women while living with her, and her daughter is seeing all this. So if her daughter's thinking like, dang, is this the way that love is supposed to be? Is this the way that it is? And you're smiling because you know who I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, but she knew too. I mean, he wasn't hiding it, but that's the unfortunate side of it.
Yeah, but then
Who
why make him live with
we
you and
talking about? Who
have
we
this
talking
little
about?
girl look at him like a father figure? This
Yeah,
Who we
isn't a
talking about?
father figure. This father figure is cheating on your mother, has two girls. Like it's like, really, you're hurting your baby. Like, she's gonna grow up and have issues because of you. And you don't think that she will, but she is. And if she doesn't, then you're very, very, very lucky.
yeah. Carlo Flores said, "My baby's 26 years old."
Oh, see?
Us laughing. Sergio said, "My eldest and
Who?
youngest are sick. Again, my car went to the dump. Luckily, a lady at work gave me her old car in October, so I've been able to get by with that. How are
Oh,
you?" Damn, when he
okay.
said that at first, I thought he meant he lost that one too. Shit.
I was gonna
I
say,
said,
geez.
imagine Jovan being a hand talker, Sergio. Look at the face he put.
Wow.
Oh, fucking Sergio.
Really, Ty? That's what we're doing tonight?
Sergio said, "Ty, LOL."
Okay.
I mean, it said, "I was a single father after I took my daughters out of their foster home. I was a year fresh out. It took them a while to get used to me. Little by little, I started to make them laugh. It was not easy." Yeah, I can imagine. You know what I mean? Foster care ain't no joke, bro. And I'm sure they probably blamed you, and it's a whole host of emotions and problems. But you did it, bro. Imagine. I mean, that's the thing. Like, not a lot of people can say that they got out, got their shit together, pulled their kids out of some kind of bullshit, and was able to turn that shit around. So, I mean, you got to pat yourself on the back for that, for real.
I just seen Homeboy pop up, or he's been popping up. What's his name? Crust, Mr. Crust.
Yeah, you've been in there.
Yeah, man. He said we were supposed to hook up. I've been waiting, man, since last year. You know. I
Carlos,
guess the check. Hey, the check's in the mail.
right? Carlos said Chango was laughing the whole time last time. Yeah.
Wish I could. I couldn't get. I couldn't get a word in, man. It was the. It was the homie show. You know. I don't know. I keep telling you, I didn't know what show I was on. You know.
Rascal Ro P said, "I'm doing great. Hope your kiddos get well soon. Glad you have a car to get you around."
Yep,
Thank you, Ro
that's
P.
right.
Sergio. Jojo said, "Kick her ass already."
Violence is not the solution.
Brothers, Javier said, "Brothers, I stopped cussing in prison. I knew that I was going to be with my daughters. They never heard me cuss. I'll tell anyone to watch their mouth in front of them. I never cussed in front of my son. When I got out, I fucked up. I started cussing a little bit after I got out. But when I would call home when my son was little, in our visits, all of that, he never heard me cuss. I remember the first time, I think it may have been in a visit, or I may have done it on the phone, where I cussed away from the phone, like to somebody that was there. And I remember he like looked at his mom and was like, "Oh, you know what I mean?" Like he was tripping. But he never.
So he knew better not to cuss. He
I
knew
tried
better.
my best never to cuss in front of my boy, uh,
Hey,
while I
hey,
was inside and all that.
hey. When I was a kid, right? I think
Yeah.
I was like 9 years old. Trip on this, homegirl. Imagine this, right? You're a little kid, right? Man, I was like 9, 10 years old, and you know, my mother, man, she was man, truck driving, talking ass woman, you know, talking
Mhm.
Spanish like crazy, right? And she didn't miss a beat, right? And everything was, you know, chinga this and chinga that, and then in English, f this, f that. Anyhow, so it was me, you know, my loved ones and my aunts, and I don't know where it just one day she just started popping off, and I just said she was standing right next to me, and I said, "Hey, ma, why don't you just shut the front door?" Man, she reached back like a pimp, and but I moved and I took off like a bat out of hell, right? Man, that was in the books. They still talk about that. Remember that time when you did that? Where'd you get that from? And then when I started cussing like crazy,
Yeah.
they think I was getting that at school. I didn't get none of that. I got that from you
Like,
guys,
no, it's from you.
Yeah, you know. But
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. I just got a flash right now when you guys were talking about that, about
Yeah.
parenting and kids and all that.
Yeah. Let me see where we at. Thank you, Rope Pete. Kick her ass already, brother. Patty said, "Excuse me, I shop J.C. Penney's. I buy their T-shirts. Doesn't mean I'm old. I shop J.C. Penney's too. That's where they
I
come
No,
from.
shop JC
chill.
Penney
No,
too, but
it's all
I
good.
am
I,
old.
I I didn't know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No,
Hey, yeah.
it is.
Hey, listen. Hey,
It's
listen. I
usually for older people. Every
no
time I go
listen.
into JC Penney, you see
See,
older people there, and it's nothing wrong with it. They
hey,
have
you
good
got.
stuff there.
Hey,
It's a
you
little
got.
expensive, but
So
it's
you guys are
good.
doing no, you guys are doing better than I am because I go to the Goodwill and all that, and I be getting hooked up, straight
J.C. Penney got
brand
the.
new stuff. You know what? Sheesh.
I go for the Levi's.
Yeah, I ain't messing around. You know what I mean?
Jojo said he buys his clothes at Circle K.
Oh,
Javier said,
well,
"What
What
they call me old? Well, I'm only 65."
what is that other place?
Yeah.
Ross, and there's another
Ross
the
and
Nordstrom's, but not Nordstrom's Rack. I ain't
Ross
trying to,
Burlington is the other one that's just like Ross.
man. I
Tim
went.
Jackson.
my bad.
He said,
What?
"What up, my brothers and sister? This is Tim Jackson, aka Tim Dog. Today I went Goodwill hopping."
That's right.
Okay.
Sheesh. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. I'm doing the same thing. Oh, look, there's my homeboy right there. Look, speaking,
Who?
the homie hangout.
Oh,
Rascals? Rascals in the
hoity-toity.
He's right here. I just see he popped in. He said, "Yo," I said, "No, no, no, don't let him in. Don't let him in. Don't let him in."
He's stupid.
Well, let me get a couple words in. Then after that.
He said hoity toity. Joanne said hoity toity.
What's
I
up,
said,
homeboy?
probably the whole oldest person here. Patty said, "Why is White Fins being so sarcastic tonight? Be nice to Chango."
Told you. See.
Oh,
Hmm.
Yeah.
well, we have history, so I, get to talk
Hmm.
to him like that.
Hmm. I can do that.
I can
Miss,
do
You
that, yeah.
Miss,
And I think you could set the record straight because you have seen me before, Chongo, and you could let people know that I don't have big ears. So you can let them know that right now.
they've seen you.
Hold on. Are you? Hold on. You can't listen. I'm not one thing. And see, I don't cuss, and I
Stop.
do not lie. Just let you know right now. Okay.
Please put that away.
You sure you want me to expose?
Really?
No.
Chongo, really?
No. Really? You know. You know?
Okay, no. Okay, you couldn't even get the word animated out. Now you're gonna have to wait like 5 minutes and
Well,
really
no,
think
no.
back.
It's not that I
When we
couldn't.
were in the visiting room, you're gonna have to really think back, way, way back. So take about 10 minutes and think about it.
I
Don't
will.
just don't just jump the gun. Yeah, I know. You do. You do have a good. No, 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 no. Take the time. Like you took the time to find the word animated and to take the time.
No, because I was looking at the comment at the comments.
Okay, okay. Well, take your time on that, okay?
I
We'll get
told you
back
I
to you.
can't be talking, like normal now because you don't understand me sometimes. Remember back a while back last year, you're like, "What did he say? What did he mean by that?" So
Okay, well, you could set the record straight at the visiting room back in the day, you
Miss,
know.
Missy Jules said she's right. I know of a lady that lost her youngest two kids' dad a couple years ago. He was a gang member. I heard he was murdered. She has 8 kids total. Now she's advertising her relationship with her new man who's incarcerated. What future do her kids have? It's a continuous cycle.
mm,
Absolutely, it is. It is.
And it's here's a lot of the issue is, and what's fucked up is a lot of these rucas don't, they have low self-esteem. So the first vato that tells them that they're pretty, they fall in love. You know what I mean? And these dudes are gonna tell them whatever they want to hear because what the fuck? That's where they're at. And those
see,
are the easier
you know
ones.
what it is, baby. I love you.
Yeah. And it's it
You're
and
my female ruka.
but here's the thing.
That's even-
Here's the thing. Most rucas, you can find your significant other on the streets. You don't have to get them in the joint. It doesn't matter what you've been through. Don't matter how many kids you got. like someone will love you for who you are and what you are and what you look like. There's always someone for you. You don't have to look
And
for it.
there's gonna be someone that's gonna love you and your kids. I know a lot of guys that are stepdads that have made great stepdads.
Oh
And
man,
I'll tell you this.
Mm.
Here's another thing though.
Mm.
Just so you know, at the end of the day, once you got 8 kids or any kids, you've pretty much given up the right to have that anyway. Like it's I know it sucks to hear, but
Mhm.
when it comes down to it, your kids have to come first. So I understand that it's hard and no one wants to be alone and you just want to be loved. But if your kid grows up and ends up in prison and all that, you're going to fucking suffer and they're going to suffer. So how about you put your selfish wants to the side and just raise your kids? And at the end of that,
Absolutely.
hopefully, maybe you'll find someone that loves you. But if you don't, I mean, unfortunately, you chose to have children, and those children have to come first. So, in the meantime, if you have to go bar hopping and find out that'll dick you down every once in a while, then do that. But don't bring it to your kids, period. That's the bottom line. At the end of the day, it sucks. No one wants to hear it. No one wants to die alone. Everybody wants someone to love them. But once you have your children, you've almost pretty much given up the right to have what you want in your life. Now you need to make sure that they're okay first. I think that's
Absolutely.
just the way it is, unless you don't care. And if you don't care, then then kids are gonna end up being what they are, and don't sit there and
And I
cry.
don't believe that you could say you care and you really love your kid 100% if you're doing those types of things. Because somebody who really truly loves their kid and cares for their kid wouldn't do those things. So to sit there with a straight face and take your kids to see some guy in prison or whatever that you've never been with out here on the street and you're making them call him daddy with a straight face say that you love your kid, I don't think so. Bull crap. Because don't compare the way you love your kid, the way I love my kid. That's not real love right there. Then you're just lying to yourself. And they put their kids second and third and fourth rather than putting their kids first. And it's horrible. It's a messed up situation, and I've seen a lot of it in there.
Yeah, the
A
thing
lot.
that it leads to really bad consequences, and that's the unfortunate side of it. It leads to these broken individuals, these kids that have issues. Us, you know what I mean? To put it mildly, I mean those of us that are in the joint. If you listen to everybody's story, they're fucking very similar. There's always something involving that type of shit. So
mm,
it's
mm, mm.
unfortunate, but that's the life. And so if you want to avoid that, avoid it. It's very easy.
Yeah.
They means that a lot of these entertainers try and push the feminine agenda tough and see masculinity as something that's bad. They're going to have the youth all in reverse. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic. Like I said, I got my first suit at Kmart when I was 10 years old, a 3-piece corduroy suit. It was a beige suit. I felt great,
He just brought me back.
right?
Mm.
Rope
I
piece.
got them corduroys, man. Shit,
She
creased them
said,
down. It was
she
on and
saw
popping. When I got
rope
them
piece.
corduroys, I didn't know how to act.
Look at rope piece. She said,
With some
"Yeah,
hush puppies.
did you catch that, Javier?" She said, "All the old people shop at J.C. Penney's. What's up with that, Joanne?"
Yeah, I
Oh,
told you
nothing. I shop there because I'm in that age group.
that.
I'm
that
old. I shop there. You know what they have that I really like there? Well, when I was in hotels, they had really good like work pants. You know what I mean? Like the work uniform pants. Like
Yeah,
I used to go there all the time for like hotel clothes because they had really nice stuff. And then most JCPenney's have a Sephora, so you can go get your little
and you know where they
lipstick or
have
some
some good
makeup,
stuff?
and there you go. Like I like it. I just think sometimes it's pricey, but I'm like, oh, I don't care. I'm not gonna find it anywhere else. Let me just get it.
What about Costco?
Okay,
Oh, okay,
I'm not that old yet where I'm gonna wear the clothes where I shop.
my bad. I said Costco. They have everything there.
they have.
I'm not wearing their clothes just yet that says Kirkland.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Hold on, they Costco got suits.
Oh no, not suits. They got clothes. I mean,
Oh,
they got like you said at work because you said work pants.
They don't have work pants there, Chongo.
I mean, they have pants.
No, they don't. They have
I'm gonna
like
listen, listen,
athletic
listen, listen.
wear and they have
Watch this.
like
Hold on. For argument's sake, look. One of my buddies he has a business,
Mm.
right? And
Okay.
a restaurant. And matter of fact, because I was there, I didn't even know. We walked
He
in and
gets
we went,
scrubs.
we went and got stuff, right? And then like packs of sodas. I mean, like I was like, whoa, I didn't even realize, man, we took like, oh my, it was a 30 pack. We took about 40 packs of sodas in the back of the truck. I was like, what the fudge? And then, is that what you're talking about right there? Water it down like that. Anyhow, I was like, so then we went to another. You like that, huh? So we went to the other lane, the other side, and he started buying, pants, because he used them for work. You know what I mean? But they're just like dread, not like they're
Oh,
like
are they Dockers? Like, are they like
yeah,
black?
exactly, yeah, you know what, they're like
Okay,
that, yeah,
okay, I could see that. I
yeah,
could,
yeah,
okay,
exactly.
okay,
You know what?
okay.
Oh,
I take it back. I could see that for
touche,
okay, okay,
touche, touche.
okay.
Mhm.
I could see that happening. Okay, I'll give you that one back. Okay,
They look nice, you know.
yeah,
But anyway,
You guys
I'll
figure it
get
out.
Manuel some there. Okay, I'll get him some Dockers there.
I'm glad you finally agreed with me on something.
Just on one, just something, just
Hmm.
I want
minor.
fucking
They're
dog.
my homie right there, my homie hangout.
Damien said, "Ah, cabrón, Steven Seagal, nombre, shut up." Jovan went all left field with that comparison.
No, because okay, and I'm not just trying to be funny, but you remember how he used to wear like the dress shoes, the jeans, and the nice like blazer jacket, whatever, and his shirt tucked. What? Like I'm saying, you could dress it with jeans.
Anthony said, "I'm 52, but I look like I'm 34."
Okay, and you don't like when he wore turtlenecks?
Car- Carlos
Okay,
Huh?
Cruz, thumbs
all
up.
right. You don't like? Oh, he don't like turtlenecks. So.
No B said, "I'm blind and I'm learning to use my laptop." Hey, do they have like the little braille on it, or how does that work, bro? Or have you learned that yet? The braille,
Isn't it Brill?
braille,
Is it
braille.
A silent?
What the fuck?
Brill.
Jojo said he moves his hands around for like 10 minutes before he even says a word.
Oh,
George said, "Hey, Cricket, ask the homie how long he been clean from drugs and drinking." Talking about you, Chongo.
Man, I'm going, man. Matter of fact, I'm on 23 years. You know, 23 years. Yeah.
23.
Matter of fact, I just got my coin. My other coin. You know,
okay.
I'm
Carlos
like,
said, "How
yeah,
come you're
boy.
the only one that shows the face?" Um, so I'm sure of Jovan's situation, right? So that's why. And Chango, I don't know what you've heard. Chango used to be part of the Nuestra Familia. Um, they blasted him in the head at the end of it all. Well, not even at the end of it all. The kind of the he continued on after that for a little bit. Shit happened, whatever, whatever. But now, after getting out of prison, after he got sentenced to life, was supposed to do life, got lucky on some law changes, and was able to get out. So he has a normal life now. And so
Hey,
he's
yeah,
not, he doesn't have his face on here because he doesn't want the normal people in his life to know much about his past. It's not because he's scared of them bottles. They already know what he looks like. There's plenty of pictures out there. There's all that is out there. That's not the issue. His issue is he just doesn't want to be plastered all over YouTube so that the normal life he's living now gets kind of, he doesn't want to have to explain shit to people that
hey,
don't know
listen.
about
No,
that.
no, no. Thank you, thank you. Also,
Or
being I'm very loved, I guess, respected in my community, and because of my position in my community. And when I say position, is what I do for a living and all that. It's it's how can I say, because I'm a counselor. And, I help the youth. I mean, I help a lot of people on drug and alcohol, and domestic violence, gambling, mental health. The list goes on. But my community, in the church. Not that I'm saying that like you said, that I'm hiding or anything. Just I feel my past is my past, and it's a new beginning. So when I start my testimony, I don't glorify it, Yeah, I don't say I was part of this or I did this, blah blah blah. But I start my redemption story in the church where I made the change, and then the journey, and then that's what they know. That's what the people know in the community. Like, oh, I like, he's nice. He's just so compassionate, and which is good. I'm not saying in a
They
bad way.
say it in that voice.
Oh yeah, because I hear it all the time. Oh, he's just so full of love. You know,
Yeah.
They okay.
I'm just saying, don't hate. So don't hate on me, please. That's not in your
I didn't say it.
in your
I just said
DNA.
they said it
We,
in that voice. It's
I'm
nothing
just, man. If
bad.
you only, man, I can, I can mimic people real good, and man, you
Jungle,
don't
I just
even
said if they say it in that voice.
just like, no, it's just like the older people. We're talking about like a lot of these church people. Not in a bad way. Just like, oh, oh. Man, when I start talking, I put tears in people's eyes because I'm very emotional, kind of vato, and I'm in touch with my feminine side,
There you go.
So,
Okay.
and I think it's important, you were talking earlier about, we're just talking about just that machismo and that being tough, and I think it's important for a man to really like you know get in touch with himself, it makes to be transparent,
Yeah.
and I don't know. But go as you were saying on the comments, bro. My bad.
I'm trying to see.
Or you were telling the story. But yeah, there's a bunch of pages you can go on these YouTube things.
Yeah, he's done interviews on other places that put his picture up, so you'll see. He
Yeah,
does. Yeah, he does look funny.
yeah. So yeah, don't know autographs, and then don't ask for my number, or my Gmail and all that, please. Like, oh my goodness, he,
Gmail, stop.
yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was that handsome. You know.
Chocolate people don't go up to people and ask for their Gmail.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. Oh, hey, you know what? You know what's crazy? The other day, you know what's funny? I started laughing because the dude said, "Hey, someone they were talking and said, hey, you wanna what's that? IG? Yeah, let's do IG. Let me get your IG." I'm like, huh? I didn't know what he was talking about. Right?
All right. Hey, Rascal. Is Rascal trying to come in?
Is he? Let me see.
Hoity toity. Where is he at?
It said right here, Chango has earned the right to be known for the man he is today without having people weaponize his Choco Loco legacy.
Chocolate.
uh, you know,
See, I said, till the sweat drip off my balls.
That is such a nasty song, I swear.
Yes, this is the
hey,
cool
I like that movie, man. When what's her name? Uh, Betty
Sandra
White did
Bullock.
that. Oh
Sandra
man, I
Bullock,
remember
the
I
old
couldn't
lady.
stop. Right,
I
I
mean,
was like, oh my goodness.
this is a cool sight. It really encourages me, man. I'm old. I'm an old man. I did not plan on getting this old. Now I'm playing catch up in a way. Prison conserved me. Now I'm a one-leg man, but I'm not a quitter. We're all playing catch up, bro, on some level, kinda. You know what I mean? Ty said, "Get it, Javier." Doug Ross said, "That's fucked up cricket. How can the dude play that, man? Play what, bro? You talking about like trying to play daddy and all that shit?" I mean, bro, listen, it's a survival tactic when you're inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to. Look, I'm not trying to. I'm, you know, I'm not trying to minimize it, what it does and all that, but a vato in the joint is a vato in the joint. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to do whatever he has to do to get by. And unfortunately, part of that is trying to get a ruca to break you off. And a lot of ways to get to a ruca's heart is through their kids. That's just the bottom line. Whether you like it or not, everyone knows that. You tell them you love them, how you want to be the kid's dad, how you're there for them. And a lot of these rucas, they buy that shit. It is what it is. It's unfortunate. My jefita bought that shit. Millions and upon millions of rucas buy it. and sometimes it's true. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying, don't go for it if you have the chance. I'm saying if a dude's locked up, give it time before you bring the kids in the picture. Let them get out and prove themselves, because a lot of the times we can't or we don't. Now there are those that are done with it all and decide that, Simon, it's over. Well, I'm gonna do right by this ruka. I'm gonna do everything I can, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just
All
saying,
that glitter ain't gold.
yeah, I'm just
But
saying,
from my experience and what I have seen is the guy gets out and he's chilling at home while she's at work. And he's there for months. And he's running around with other girls. And
yeah,
he's up to his old good no ways. And you have this grown man living in your house that's supposed to be a role model to your kids.
yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And I know
But
people are going to say in the comments, oh, where did you meet Manuel? Yeah, I met Manuel. I didn't have kids, though. I was ruining my own life, I thought at the moment, you know what I mean? Well, not at the moment, but I was 18 and I was single. These are grown women in their 40s with kids, dragging their kids.
yeah,
And I would never take me home, even if me and Manuel didn't work out. I would never take my son to go meet another man in prison. It was hard for me to even take him to go see his own dad in prison, yet alone some guy that's just, oh, you're beautiful. How are you? Come visit me. No, no, I'm not. I'm not going to take my kid to go do that. I don't
I
even
mean,
let people cuss or smoke around my kid back in the day, like cigarettes or cuss, or I was very careful who I had around my kid, yet alone take him to a whole prison to meet some choco loco. No, I don't think so.
yeah.
mm,
Nope.
And again, I listen. Some brucas have low self-esteem. It's easy to get to them.
yeah, I
We
was gonna. Yeah,
those of us that have been in that,
that's why I said earlier it goes deeper than that. You
yeah,
know.
when you've been in the joint and you've seen it, you know what we're talking about. But that's why we're trying to warn them. Like, just realize that, if you need to feel pretty and you want some dude's attention, get yours. But just don't involve the kids. That's it. That's all we're
But
saying.
but the
Don't.
thing is that if the girl already has kids and she has low self-esteem and she doesn't think she's going to find nobody, well, somebody laid with you once when you had that kid. So somebody on the street is going to lay up with you again and tell you you're pretty
There's somebody
if
for
you already
everybody
have
out
kids.
here,
So,
Yeah,
in there
I
and out
mean,
here.
there's millions of people in this world. Trust me, they don't have to go there and drag your kids with them.
yeah. And
Or
I
you
said
go
that.
there by yourself and don't let your kids know you're going there. Hide it
That's
from them. Hide it from them like if you would cussing or "Oh, I'm gonna smoke this cigarette. I gotta go outside because I don't want my kids to smell it." The way you would do those things, do that. But
yeah,
they don't. They don't, and that's their problem because they don't care.
yeah,
And they don't want to hear that they don't care. If you tell them to your face, you don't love your kids, what are you doing? You're sending them to jail to call this guy dad? I do love my kids. I'm a good mother. No, you're not. You're not. And I'm here to tell you that you're not. And that's a harsh reality. Nobody wants to hear that, but they're
yeah.
not.
I mean, at the end of the
Period.
day,
Damn, man, I wish I could see your face right now, because
Ooh,
man,
I'm so
I know
angry
you, man. You're,
because
hey, man,
like I
we could
said,
put, we have
it's
to put
not
you on
little
title
kid
because you're
it's
getting
not
all.
little kids,
Yeah,
naive 18, 19-year-old little girls.
breathe,
It's
breathe, breathe.
40,
Take a
it's
deep breath,
40,
please.
50-year-old women that
Yeah,
should be already like, come on.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Burkenia
Oh,
said she
I
met a
get
vato
it.
in the prison she worked at. He ended up using her car for a bank robbery and took off to Mexico. Got caught, told her he was going to send for her. She believed him. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it happens, bro. Look at
See?
I mean, listen, it happens to the most. Think of like the motherfucking law enforcement people. Think of that ruka that was warden or captain and helped that dude escape and then whacked herself when they caught him. I mean, it happens. It's sad,
Mhm.
but motherfucking Vatos in the joint got that torica. They just do. They can talk. They can sense a fucking victim. We know when a broad
Mm.
don't feel herself. We
Just like
know,
just like them predators.
yeah, we know when they're sad or when they ain't getting what they want at home. So you start whispering sweet nothings in their fucking ear and they start falling for it. All I'm saying is
Mm-mm-mm.
be careful because of the kids. Do whatever you want. I wouldn't say, risk your job because unfortunately that would affect your kids. But at the end of the day, just realize that. Realize the psychology of it all and realize that, sometimes it's probably best to just not go that route because it can have
Javier.
detrimental effects on you and your child. Period. That if you're by yourself, if you're living your own life and you don't care about your job and all that, then take the dope. Do what you got to do. I'm not gonna tell you not to. I mean, I'm gonna tell you not to. Don't do it. I mean, well, whatever. But I'm saying it doesn't affect anybody but you. You get yours, but don't let the consequences affect your children. That's all I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, those can be lasting, lifetime fucking consequences for that child. AP said some step parents are firme. Yeah, they are. Absolutely. Some can be. And you know, but I'm just saying, give it time to realize that. You know what I'm saying? If these rucas meet these vatos, let them get out and prove themselves. If the vato really loves this broad and really loves their kids, he ain't gonna have a problem getting his own apartment and getting his own way and figuring it out and then saying, okay, now I'm ready. Come on, let's move in together. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not gonna be an issue there. He really gives a damn. He really loves you. He's gonna work hard for that. But there's no reason to include the kids early on, is all I'm saying. Just like in a normal relationship. That's the bottom line. Yeah, there could be good. I would never be a good step parent. I wouldn't want to be with a ruca that has kids. But I've said that. I don't think I would make a good one. But I just think that some vatos maybe are, and some rucas are. You know what I mean? It goes both ways. But figure it out first, I just say. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, because the dude's gonna tell you whatever he wants to tell you. Whatever gets him in, whatever he wants, he's gonna tell you. But Kenneth said, then she got at me when I told her he stole her car. She ended up getting fired eventually from the prison. Yeah. Ty said, Miss Goody Two Shoes, where did you meet Cricket again? LOL.
I just
I see
answered
you're
your
waiting.
question, sir.
Miss
I
Goody
was
Two Shoes.
single.
Told
I was
you.
single and by myself. I didn't have a, 4-year-old dragging him along to the jail, checking in instead of taking him to the park like they should have. Nope, I was single and by myself. Thank you.
Well, at the end, you don't really, I mean, I'm not saying, you don't have to justify it. It worked like homeboy was saying the other day, when he had the, with, homie, about, it worked out for you guys, like you said it, you guys said it the other day, it's not for everybody,
It did, but even when I had my son,
and everything you guys went through, man.
everything changed. Even when
Of course.
Manuel did get out, I was
Mhm.
constantly asking Mijo, "Are you okay? Are you okay with your dad?" Like every day. He had to finally tell me, like, "Mom, I'm okay. I'm happy. I love you both. We're great." He's like, "Stop." I'm like, "Because I'm telling you right now, it's you before any of us two. If you're not happy, if you're not okay, let us know." Like, it was all about him. And this is his real father.
No,
So,
of
I mean,
course.
that's why I just can't imagine women that just
But I know there's
with some
favoritism,
other man, you know?
right?
Huh?
There's favoritism, though. There's
Oh,
there's a there's a favorite between you two.
Yeah, I'm her
And
favorite.
we already know who that is, but
oh,
without
I'm
saying
his
anything,
favorite for sure. I'm his favorite for sure.
that's
My
not what
son,
I heard. But
my
who
Yeah.
son's
am I?
favorite.
Yeah, I'm his favorite.
Come on,
Okay.
stop it already, man. You're the mom.
Really?
See, look, when you got both parents involved in the whole time, we already know who's going to get favored. Because the moms sometimes moms be bugging, man. Be like,
No. My
I could
my son,
imagine,
I
man.
know I'm his favorite. I know
Mm.
I'm
No, you might be his favorite, but you know.
no.
He's not.
But anyhow, I don't even
One
want to
thing
get
though,
into
for
all that.
real, one thing for real that he told me one time was, I was like, how are you with your dad? Are you okay? Like, because, I'm over here in EZ and they're over there.
Yeah, of course.
He's just like, Mom, I love my dad. Like, I would die for my dad. I'm like, oh
See,
my God,
yeah.
and then
What
one
do you mean? Oh
time, but
my, why is that? How you say it like that
no, I
though?
was just like, oh my God, that's deep.
Oh, you
Like,
were like that
you're
was
so,
cool. Like you're
yeah, like
okay. You
that's
were
so deep
stoked.
for his
No,
age, and
what do you
then,
mean? Why?
no, I'm
Is his
happy.
age?
I'm happy for that.
But what
Like,
do you mean his age? I don't get that.
because usually when they're young like that, they don't think like that. They're just like, yeah, I'm cool, whatever. Like, they don't
Oh, I
really
get.
talk
Okay,
about
okay,
their
okay,
feelings
okay.
and stuff. And then one time, when he broke up with his girlfriend of like 5 years, I'm like, it's okay, mijo. Like, you're gonna be okay. Like, I know she was like the first love of your life. And he's like, no, he's like, the first woman I ever loved was you. Like, you're like, and I'm like, oh my God. I just started bawling. He's like, oh my God, Mom, don't cry. And I'm like, why would you say that to me? Like, it was just like so sweet. So it's like, I know, like, I just read between the lines what he says to us, and I hope that we make him proud. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure we're doing a good job with him, and
And I'm excited.
he doesn't have any complaints or anything. So
But I'm
my
excited.
my whole thing is just I just want him to be proud of us. That's all.
AP says she stays contradicting herself. Serio.
And you stay being illegal, AP, but here we are. Okay, here we are.
Chapatin, she put the hand up. What's up, Chapatin?
Oh, hello.
So what if the inmate changes the kid's life? Not all inmates are the same. I know, bro, but why take the chance? You know what I'm saying? I get that. But these are your kids. So you have to do your part. I get it that maybe Superman is going to come in their life and do something. But if that's the case, a little bit of of waiting, of figuring this person out, of all of that it'd be worth it. You know what I'm saying? If Tabato's not the same as all the rest, he'll prove that. But why take the chance? These are your children, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just thinking, like as a father, if me and Jovan wouldn't have worked out, and she did hook up with somebody, I would just want to make sure that she did all she had to do to make sure that at the end of the day, my son was okay. Whether it took her a year to get to that point or whatever, but I would be pissed off if I heard right away she's taking my kid to go see some bot. That would upset me because she doesn't know. And that's the bottom line. You don't know in the beginning. So why take the chance? Those are your children. I get it. Not all inmates are the same. And I'm not talking down on inmates. But the bottom line is, bro, we've put ourselves in the position that we're in if we're inmates. So now we have to prove ourselves in many ways. And one of those ways may be in being a good father, husband, and provider. That's it. That just may have to wait a little longer than
Yeah,
normal.
why does he have to parole to your house? There's nowhere else he has to go before you. Like before you, there was nobody. Like, why does this guy have to parole to your house, girl? Like, he don't have nobody else. Like, if you weren't in the picture, where would he really go?
Yeah, at
It's
the end of the day, it's just
I've seen it. I've seen it like a bunch
Oh
of
my
times.
goodness, man! You're a
I
cold
just think
piece
at
of
the end of
work,
the
man.
day, you have to whatever is in the best interest of your child, bro. At the end of the day, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Oh
I get it.
man.
Like we may not be, giving the vatos the benefit of the doubt, but would you give anybody the benefit of the doubt over your child? Like I'm not gonna risk that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna let some bitch come in my kid's life and then find out later she's a fucking tramp that did everything dirty and showed my son fucked up shit. Like that, I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like she has to prove herself to be in my life because of my child. You know what I mean? And it should be the same way all the way around. And I know I'm just talking shit. You know what I mean? But I got my ruka and my kid, and it's easy to say, but people have to think that way when it comes to their kid. At the end, you know what I mean? It's their fucking kid, man.
Yeah, man. That's oh man, that's a good one.
Chapatin said, pinche Thai. AP said, Giovanna had both parents, and she still had hella issues.
Whatever.
Javier
And
said,
how?
my ex was a mother to my daughters and was the only father that her kids knew. We loved each other a lot. However, I'm hard headed. Last year, I had a full house.
I
My
was gonna
daughter
say halfway house too.
bought a home, took grandkids. Yeah, I remember you were saying that. Chapatin said, Grillo, Giovanni, and Chango, saludos.
Okay.
What's up, brother? Tai said, what's good, Chop? Sergio said, AP, chingao, imagine without them, holy shit. Carlos Flores said, I was locked up and I changed when I got out because of my kids. I changed for them. I changed too, bro. And a lot of us do. I'm just saying that the Ruka shouldn't give us the benefit of the doubt. At the end of, you know what I mean? Like it's not her responsibility to ensure that we change our life. You know what I'm saying? Her responsibility is to her children. So let us prove ourselves. That what's wrong with that? What's wrong with letting us prove that we're going to be good for her and her kids? I mean, that's all. And that's normal. Normal relationships work that way. You know what I'm saying? Most vatos don't just move into the broad's house the night they meet. It's not how it works. So it shouldn't work like that in our world either, just because we're pintos and we happen to write this broad for a few months before we got out or years or whatever it is. You know what I mean? You got to prove who you are. It's real easy to be a good vato on paper in the joint with, not a lot of responsibilities. Ray Ropey said, "Buenas noches, everyone. Have a blessed weekend and be safe out there in the rain. Love this community." Good night, Ropey.
Oh, bye, Ropey.
I know it's been a while. We're half hour behind. Rascal's just coming in on this one. He said, "Yo, Damien said, I'm so happy and thankful that I'm able to be the father my granddaughter needs. She only knows me, and I'm honestly so blessed."
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
he said, "Damn, you guys were J.C. Penney rich?" Anyway, I said, "I love the Goodwill store, but I have to wear white T-shirts under my uniform."
Nothing wrong with that.
AP said, "Mi carnala is a manager at Levi's. She gets 40% discount." Oh, yeah?
What's up? I'm on my way.
I'm going to hit you up on the chest app.
Put the link. Put the link.
Tim
How
Jackson.
does that? They say it right?
Yep. Tim Jackson said, "Hang out." Sergio
You're
said,
40%, man. Sheesh.
Doug Ross said, "The day them children are not anymore, it gets real, man. As a man, it really fucked me up. The babies are not babies no more. It ate me up inside knowing they now know where daddy lives had to change." Oh, once they knew you were in the joint? Yeah, it's tough, bro. We hid it from our son. He knew, man, but we didn't tell him. I remember the first time, I'll tell you, that I knew that for sure he knew where I was. I was talking to him on the phone. He had some friends staying the night. And I'm talking to him, and his friend says, "Who are you talking to?" or something, right? And he goes, "I'm talking to my dad." And the kid said, "I thought your dad was in jail." And he goes, "He is." And my son gets back on. I'm like, "Mijo, what'd you say?" He's like, "What?" I go, "What'd you tell that kid?" He goes, "Nothing." I said, "Mijo, that kid just asked you if I was in jail, and you said yes." He goes, "No, he asked me if you were in jail." And I said, "No." And I knew, like, he was trying to keep it from me that he knew, but I knew. I heard him say it. And I was like, "Damn, man." Like, I knew, like, he knew. And I think he was maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7. I don't remember the age. I just remember the phone call. And it fucked me up because before that, we used to say, I think I was in the military. I'm in the army. And he would come visit me, and this is the base. You know what I mean? And we would say, different stuff. We'd try to, like, not tell him that. And that was the day I realized he knew, first, that I was that what the fuck jail was, and second, that I was there.
I'm an astronaut.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. We told him I was in the military. He would come visit, and that was supposed to be the army base. And
Hey,
he
figured it out. Yeah,
that is what. I gotta. Hey, this is just. No, I get you, bro. For reals, you gotta make up lie after lie after lie.
Yeah.
You know.
To this day, he remembers them, like, stamping his fucking hand.
Trying to figure out, Hey, a while back. Did I tell you about that one? A while back, I was somewhere and I was on vacation, and then a lady was asking, "Hey, yeah." I was talking to somebody, and she said, "Oh, you were on vacation?" I said, "Yeah." So then, a couple while back, later on, they were like, "Yeah, he was. Hey, he said he was on vacation. Where'd he go?" "Oh, I don't know, but he goes." She goes, "Hey, so what? What did he do?" Or I was being on vacation. And then she said, "I told her, I was in, incarceration." She goes, "Oh, man, that's a long vacation." Like, she thought I went to the Bahamas, or to Greece or something.
Yeah,
that's what she thought. Oh man, these people lost their mind, man.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'm telling you, bro. That shit broke my heart, bro. When
I can imagine, bro.
After that call, I was just like, "Fuck, man!" Like, I knew eventually he was gonna know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was too much time, but it was like, "Fuck, man!" I wanted to explain it, and I never did. I never explained. We never told him shit, and Jovan wouldn't tell him anything. The day I got out, the first day I got out, him and I took a walk, and we walked for, I don't know, fucking an hour, 2 hours, and I just talked to him. I told him almost everything, my childhood up to, the everything. Not everything about my childhood, you know what I mean? I kept all the bullshit out, but I'm just talking about the torcida, you know what I mean? Going through all that. And it was, That was the first time. But when he said that on the phone, I was just like,
Hey, did you cry, bro?
nah. When we were walking, I don't think so. I
Or
cried. You know what I did? I
no,
did cry.
no. I'm talking about when you said when you said it broke your heart, like you were like
No,
emotional.
no, not then. You know what I'm saying? It just hurt, bro.
No,
The
of
first
course, yeah,
when I cried when I got out. I said, and I hugged him. And I
right.
remember when I was hugging him, I teared up. I didn't cry, like I didn't boo hoo, but I
No, I
teared up.
get it, bro. There's a difference. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's very, to show
No, no,
to
of
show
course.
compassion,
No, yeah, for sure.
empathy,
But no, I don't think I cried on that phone call. It was just something that was a realization in my mente that fuck, my kid knows I'm torcido. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like I had tried not to let that be. I didn't want him to know. I mean, I knew he would eventually, but I just felt like a piece of shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like now my kid knows I'm fucking in jail, and what's the first thing that kid comes to their mind is whatever they've watched on TV. And it was just that's kind of why we had kept it from him and had spoken about it. And then that day I realized he wasn't, out of the, he wasn't as out of the picture as we thought or didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't that way. It was a trip.
yeah. Mm.
Jojo said, "Is that the real Rascal?" Yeah, it is. Joe Mama, I'm not gonna repeat. But homie said, Rascal said, "I don't want to hang out tonight. Just listening and enjoying the show."
Okay.
Okay, good. A good cleanup, homeboy.
Patty said, "Oh wow, really?" Jojo said, "Is that Teen Wolf? Where? Where's Teen Wolf, bro? I love that movie." Rascal said, "Jojo, yes, sir." Ty said, "She can fly with enough wind, allegedly."
Shut up, Ty.
Javier said, "I went to Salvation Army and bought a cane for $1. They have cool furniture también. Old style, solid furniture. Solid,
Where at?
chingado, solid furniture. Yeah.
Where at?
The Salvation Army."
Oh yeah, man. All them places, the Goodwill, Salvation Army, Thrift Center, man, they have all some nice stuff, man.
Jojo said, was she in Planet of the Apes? Oh, he talking about when I put your picture up, babe. He said, "Is that Teen Wolf?"
Oh,
No, yeah, the comment earlier when you said, "Tell the truth, Chango. Tell
I
that
said it.
truth
I
now."
said it like that.
Was she in Planet of the Apes?
You know, yo, seriously. Hmm, hmm.
I
You
can't
know,
stand
you know,
you.
you know what I look like. Okay.
Carlos Flores says, "White fence, white or Mexican?" She's Mexican, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Jackson said, "If he takes the time to live, gonna be done over with." LOL. I'm just playing, Mr. Chango. You'll get.
That's all good. I don't take nothing personal, bro. You
Rascal
know.
said, "That's why I don't tell females they're beautiful or any of that other stuff."
Oh my god.
Manuel Camargo said, "I got 12 hoes and they in my life. Huh? And I'm there for them. I pay child support." 12 homes or hoes? Oh, he put homes. You have 12 homes. They're all in your life and you pay child support? Oh, no, bro.
What kind of job you got?
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I believe you, bro. Jojo said, "I don't date women with kids or married." Ty said, "I hear that, Jojo." Manuel Camargo said 100. Tim Jackson said, "Kids first, legs closed, and dick stay in pants. Kids come first, my opinion." Mine too, bro.
That's a
Absolutely.
perfect way to put it.
That's
Mm.
absolutely correct.
It
Patty
should be
went
like
up.
on a bumper sticker or something.
Patty said, Look,
On a Hallmark.
my husband passed away 3 years ago. I have two grown men that are my sons. I don't even think of wanting to remarry, date, or even want to have a relationship with anyone. I know if I did, my kids wouldn't be too happy neither, but I do it. I do it because of me. That's how I want it, and respect to my husband and my kids. I love my husband and will love them till my last breath.
That's right. Mm.
Okay.
To the hubs.
Yeah.
To the casket drops.
And that's commendable, Patty. But at the same time, you're not doing nothing wrong if you just want to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Your kids are grown. it wouldn't affect them. And I'm not telling you like I'm not trying to encourage you to go do that. I'm just saying like give yourself a break as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure your husband
'Cause
wants you to be happy, and so just be happy. If that's what makes you happy, though, hey, that's feed me.
but I don't know, I think Manuel would be the same way. If I left before him, nah, he's
Hold on. I'm looking at the. I got to see it. Let me see the. Say that again. Repeat. I didn't hear what you said. I was looking at the
really,
comments.
man, really.
I want to see the face.
What did she say?
And what did you say? What did you say right now?
I said if I were to leave first,
Uh huh. Uh huh. You know what? I'm gonna
you
put
better
my.
get over here.
Okay. Okay. I'm making sure because
See,
you know
see,
I'm ready to.
Manuel wouldn't even move on or even have to try to move on or anything because he's going the same day I'm going. We're
Remember
going
we talked.
together.
Remember we talked about that a while back.
Yeah.
Remember about the homegirls and all that? Not you. I'm talking about the homegirls. About you said you rather have if you let some if you guys separate or you left or something you say you passed away and that you rather have your homegirl
No,
pick up the payments.
no, no, no,
Oh my
no,
bad.
sir.
Then oh my
That
bad.
wasn't her, bro.
Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Wait, so my bad. That slipped. Híjole. Hey, the jig's up, homie. They got us, bro.
Stupid.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
it was Weta. That's right.
Oh, you
It was
stupid.
Weta. Or
Um,
uh,
no, listen.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's what we're doing. Okay.
What were you saying, baby? I didn't hear what you said.
No, no, just go ahead with the comments. Go ahead. Yeah, go over there on that side because you're laughing so hard.
hey, if
See,
you,
really? This freaking guy. Oh,
hey, you know what?
wow.
Hey,
I would be
Wow.
devastated.
what did you say?
Okay, well, you don't have to say it like that, Chongo. You could,
Which part?
What did
What
you
did I
say?
do?
I'd be devastated. That don't even sound convincing.
Seriously, man, man.
You
Hey,
gotta breathe. You gotta be so
if you see my
really.
face right now, I'm going like this. My face is going like, mm-hmm,
Okay, well, you
mm-hmm.
okay? Wow.
I
Oh,
didn't, I
wow.
didn't even hear what you said. What were you saying, baby?
Nothing. We just learn every day. Every time we come on here, we learn new stuff. Okay.
Rascal said,
Oh, wow.
once you have kids, man or woman, you give up your freedom to pursue your desires if it conflicts with your kids' priorities. It should, honestly. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Unfortunately, that should be the reality. Unfortunately, it's not. And that's what's sad. That's why I think we have such a fucked up world, bro. You know what I mean? Like, bitches have, and vatos too, both sides. They just have kids. They think because, they want to be, they want to play with their Barbie, but at the same time, they want to live their life. And it's both sides, vatos and rucas. I'm not just putting it up because vatos are notorious. You know what I'm saying? They think that it's cool to have 4 or 5 baby mamas. Like, it's just a sad world that we've come across now, that we're in now. And
We're in the times.
I just don't know how you cannot, in your mind or your heart, whatever the fuck the situation is, want the best for your own child. You know what I'm saying? And the best for that child, more than not, is for you and their mother to at least have a good relationship, and secondly, not involve other people all up in it. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. I mean, if you look at 2-parent homes and all of that, that's the success. You know what I mean? Like, anyone you talk to in the joint mostly comes from broken homes. And as sad as that is, and people don't want to admit it, and my parents were great, but I still ended up in prison, and I had this, and it's bullshit. You know what I mean? You can look at it. It's just, that's the statistics. It's sad but true. But you know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's why that cycle needs to be broken somewhere.
And
Carlo Flores said, I love my stepdaughters and they love me. Yeah. Hey, and listen,
see,
bro, that absolutely isn't it. That's a thing. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, for the ones that are dragging their kids into the county jail to visit a vato, and then there's no reason for that. Just don't include the kids yet. Do your life. Let them do it. Let them get sentenced. Let them go to prison or get out. Let them figure them out, and then bring them into your life, and then bring them into the kids' life. There should be steps to that. It's your children that you're
There should
doing.
be a foundation.
Yeah, you're talking about like bottles from the joint, and I'm not saying that everybody's bad, but you're not pulling from the motherfucking mosque. You know what I'm saying, or from the fucking Catholic Church. Well, you don't want to do that either. But let me move on.
I just and because it's what I've seen and because of our culture, we most women and men, they're always proud and mi gente, my raza, Mexican power, all this stupid
Okay.
word, all these
Okay. At
stupid
first,
words
I
that
didn't
they
get you.
use.
Okay.
No, okay, all these stupid words that we
Camarasa,
use,
it's
right?
Mexicans, right? I got you.
No, so all those stupid words that we use,
No, I
but
got you. No.
you're not even there for your own child. How are you going to be there for your gente, idiots? You know what I mean? It starts with your own children. And then they want to go around and, oh, this is my culture and my people, and then they use all these stupid words, but you're not even there for your own kid. And if
Hey,
you're
but
a
you know
man,
what?
if you're a man in prison, be like, hey, girl, like, you can't find a sitter. Don't
I,
bring
I,
those
I,
kids
I
here. I don't want to see your kids. Like, I don't want to pretend like it's me and you. Like, don't bring the kids around you. Wait till I get out. Like, the man can't say that either. Like, there has to be one person there with a brain.
Well,
You know what I mean?
and I'll tell you this, and again, I'm not justifying, but you have to realize that the Vato's in a precarious situation. He's trying to make sure that this broad sticks around for his time. So it wouldn't be conducive for him to tell him, hey, don't bring your kids, because then now the Ruca's gonna think, oh, you don't like my kids. No, the dude's gonna say, bring
But
your kids.
isn't that being there for your people, for your
None of
culture,
that
and not letting and not hurting
is,
those children?
that's all propaganda.
yeah,
None of
but
that means anything. Don't believe the hype. No one cares about their people. No one cares about the kids.
Well,
When it
no,
comes
I don't believe those words either. That's why I'm saying, I'm putting it out there. Like,
yeah,
people use these words, but then yet they're not even good parents to their own kid, but they want to say that they're for the
it's
people and the
not just
cause, and
Yasa though.
you know,
And it's just
no, it's all of
it's it's it's
it's
it-
all
it's
of them,
it's.
but it's what our culture mainly is. So, I mean, I'm Mexican, so I'm talking about Mexican. I'm not
No, I
going to
got
talk about other races because I'm not
no.
other
Well,
races.
I
So,
can't because I deal with a lot of different ethnic backgrounds, and when we're talking about when you said earlier about broken homes and all that. I mean, it doesn't matter what race you are. I mean, it's the same crap, different smell. You know what I mean?
yeah.
no, I
No,
know.
that's for damn sure.
It's just that, that's
Because
why,
the
like,
only
those
thing,
words.
the
That's
thing
why
is
those words make me cringe every time I hear them. Every time I
you know
see those words and people talk like that, and then I look at them, I'm like, okay, but you're not even a good parent, but you're about your people. Okay, great. It just makes me upset.
no, I get it.
Have
Because
you
the reason is because you identify and you can relate being a Mexican American.
yeah.
You know,
Javier said, if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. He said, so listen to what I'm telling you. Who heard that? You ever heard that song, bro? That oldie?
which
You
one?
know?
Happy for the rest of your life. Never make a pretty woman your wife. You never heard that?
Mm,
It's an old
mm,
50s, I think, or 60s song. It's an oldie.
probably.
Patty said, that's why you should watch your words. Yeah. Rascal said, Costco has Levi's. Shake my head. Yes, they do, said Patty. Have pants, she said. HAV pants. A ver, said, Chango, yo también corduroy hush puppies. I Stafford white t-shirts from JCPenney. Cricket don't know about the shiny Imperial shoes.
Who is that? Who is that?
Javier.
Oh, okay. Man, Cricket knows about that stuff, man. He dresses like that. You know?
Carlos said, well, White Fence was at Costco today. That's why she knows what they have. Just kidding.
No, that was me, bro.
I do go to I go to Sam's Club and Costco every
Hey, I
Sunday.
shouldn't even have told her because now next time she's at Costco, she's gonna be in that aisle right there, like, oh, look at that. Oh,
I'm like that. That's what I thought.
hey, 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 Manuel, I got something for you, Manuel. Uh,
Tim Jackson said, I'm a big guy. Dickies.
UPS it, UPS it.
4830 and Pro Club 6X, so I can't go to the stores you all talk about. LOL. It's K Momo or freaking BXL, big boy status. Hey, K Momo got it. They got that. Homie, hang
Hey,
up.
the polo store, the Ralph Lauren polo store at the outlets, they have like big and tall.
Yeah, they do too.
And even if you're not big, they have for tall, like small tall, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, you buy the XLTs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean they and they have
It's,
nice stuff there too. Like, you could even get some stuff on clearance, and they always have like
shit, I'm
40%
always
off
looking for the
in the
player prices.
entire store.
You know.
They even said for the women out there with 8 kids, I'm sure they love their kids, pero la cosa es they love pee more, sucias.
Mm, okay.
Patty
Yeah.
Guardado said, congratulations, Chango, so proud of you.
Oh, thank you very much.
I said, damn, Chango, congratulations.
Okay.
Anthony Ortega said, hey, I think it's from when you said you were 20-something years sober.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, appreciate that.
Anthony Ortega said, hey, homie, Cricket and Jovi and everyone here, I'm going to call it a night. So good night. Much love for everyone here. Órale, brother. Carlos Flores said, respect, Chango.
Gracias.
Good night.
Gracias.
Patty said, that's right. Respect his feelings. I'm so proud of you. Trejo, keep up the good work. Trejo? Maybe she meant Chango, or is there somebody else? Trejo said something. Proud of you, Trejo. I'm not sure, but somebody. LOL, that's right, Damien said Sergio. George Vialta said, nice, brother. Congrats. I just got 9 months clean on January 17th.
Well, there it is right there. That Jimmy, what homie said, he found the song.
Oh.
I'm on the bottom.
Have a good night, Anthony, said Sergio. Patty said, preach it. You tell it, Chango. Hell yeah. Ty said, George, salute, brother. Carlos Flores said, gracias for explaining, Chango. I get it. Patty said, why does she stop? I can't believe her sometimes. Don't let her talk to you that way.
Yeah. Man, that's right. Man, tell her again. She's talking about you, homegirl.
First of all, I'm a whole grown woman. I'll talk any way I want.
Híjole. Man. Everyone on the floor. Everybody on the floor.
I treat everyone with respect. Where they come from is irrelevant. He has redeemed his life in a positive manner. Jovan bagged on his voice. The India Chola came out hard. Damien de Leon said, buenas noches a todos. Gonna call it a night. Gotta work a double mañana. Amor y respeto. Órale, brother, ya sabes.
All right. Good night.
Ross said, it's nice when others don't know others' past, man. It feels good. Some never had this feeling of strangers love you for you, bro. Yeah. And, listen, a lot of us that have done time and the rucas that have done it with us, we can all relate. You know what I'm saying? It's like a normal, like anything else. You know what I'm saying? But there's good and bad, eh? And when it's bad, you just got to speak against it. That's the bottom line. And a lot of motherfuckers don't want to hear it. They think you're fucking hoity-toity about it, or get that, has bajado la bandera, or whatever they want to say. But at the end of the day, there's right and wrong. And so we're going to say what we say. Pequeño said later, Joe. And he put the motherfucking, you talking about it. George Vialta said, good night, Cricket, and everyone on here have blessed and peaceful night.
Good night, George.
Rascal said, I've already read that. Chago has earned the right to be known for the man he is today without having people weaponize his Choco Loco's legacy. So I said, nice. Chango ducking that chess game, said AP. Did you call
caught that. Hey, no, you know what happened?
What happened?
Oh, see, what had happened was...
See, no, yeah. See, let me tell you. Let me tell you something. No, hey, what we talked, it was like 2 days ago. And then I've been caught up on Friday. It was yesterday. I was caught up, and then today I was ready. I was gonna, jump on there, but then I got so busy, Then I said, I told her I don't have time to, I'm not playing games. You know what I mean? That's why I quit school.
I mean,
when I was a kid.
if you're not that good at it, just say it.
That's it.
No, it just I don't really play games that much. That's why I got kicked out of. That's why I left school when I was a kid.
I thought you said kicked out.
Well, that's why that's why I quit. Excuse me. That's why I quit school when I was a kid.
Think like a kingpin said, "What up?"
Because they had recess.
Hey, think
Hey.
like a kingpin. You know who that is?
I know exactly who it is. I was gonna say it earlier, but
Do
and
you know?
I was gonna say something, because he said, he said he made two comments.
I thought you were gonna hit me up, fool. Get at me.
I know who that is.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Who?
How you tell me I don't know?
Doug
Because
Ross. Man.
I said he said he made another comment, right?
Oh, I see it. G Unit in the house.
Yeah, that's why I was like, all right.
Get at me, fool. Why you ducking me?
Mm-hmm.
I sent you my number. Get at me, bro. Oh, there he said it. What's good, fellas? What's up, brother? How you doing? Let's see where were we at. I sent you my number, fool. Get at me. He said, I just got your number. Orale, Simon, I sent it through Homeboy when I seen that. Get at me mañana, though, bro, because I'm going to go to sleep right now after this. Let me see where we at. Homie, hang on. Say, Chango is on. Oh, I already got that.
I was going to tell him, man, hey, it's your move.
Hopefully you're doing good, bro. For real. A la neta, I liked you, and I didn't like what was happening at that time, but you're a good little vato, man, and hope everything's working out.
Now I definitely know who it is.
You're a little vato.
I hope everything's working out.
He is, Yeah.
I heard what's going on with your other half, so I feel bad, bro. Hopefully you're doing okay. I heard said, why is everything with the Gmail, G string, a G gangster, GE, Manu Rucas Gordita? Does that make her a G?
Hey, he's the one. Hey, he's the one that ducking that chessboard. Matter of fact, if you want to be technical,
LOL, you can't beat me, bro, Chango. He said, Chango, checkmate. Right here at 123.
I know. No, I'm talking about what's his name.
Oh, you talking about AP?
When you said right now, hey, holler at me tomorrow.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm talking about. He put it right here. Chango.
Where's it at? Where's it at?
Right under the one I'm at right now. Ty 602 said Javier laughed my ass off, and then think like a kingpin said Chango, checkmate.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I used to get him heated.
Chango, catch up.
We had some good games, man. You know what? I give my hat to him because for him barely starting playing, he was pretty good,
Yeah. Let me see where we at. I mean, Chango Jovan should trade jobs. She has bettable for days.
What?
There. Hey, come on, be nice, man.
I have what for days?
Like you got rap for days.
I got one. I don't get it.
Rascal said, I always knew what I could get away with a girl when I was locked up by one letter or one little 15-minute phone call. It was based 100% on their self-esteem, not looks, race, age, etc. Yeah, it's always that, bro. But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's gacho, but it is what it is. That's the way it works. The vatos are going to look for the rucas with the self-esteem because those are the ones that are going to break it off. But the rucas need to be the ones to protect their children. That's the bottom line. At the end of the day, I mean, that's just the way it works. We've all done so much time and have seen this over and over and over again. And, I'm not saying nothing nobody knows, or doesn't know. You just got to be careful. It's your kids. Bring them up the way they need to be brought up. And, hopefully you want them to be brought up better than the rest of us. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody want their kids in the positions that we were in. At the end of the day, nothing is worth all that loss and heartache. It's just not. Patty said, I will work for the Department of Corrections since 1968, and it's up to the correctional officer to show respect for herself. That's true. It is true. Unfortunately, correctional officers are human beings like everybody else.
She's retired now, right?
No, she still works.
since '68.
Yeah,
That's when I was born, man. Like what? She's
yeah,
doing her thing, you know.
yeah. But and the thing is unfortunately, I'm not unfortunately, but the truth is,
There we
correctional
go.
officers are human beings too, and
No, of course,
they have
man. That
self
man, man. You know,
issues like anybody else.
you
And
met a
so,
lot of good ones, man.
yeah, if a vato can smell the, and it's not like, if you can, it's like anything else. If you can tell a ruca is lonely or sad in her life, then that's the route to get her. And if they're working in a joint with a fucking million men, one of them is bound to pull them. If that's what they're living like, you know what I'm saying? If they got that in them, if they have the low self-esteem, if their vato's cheating on them, if their dude isn't paying attention to them, if their dude just left them and cheated, whatever the situation may be. So then they come into work and there's a million vatos in there that work out every day and eat tuna because that's all they can do. But so everybody looks great in there. And here these motherfuckers are paying all this attention to you, and it's it is what it is. It gets you in a predicament. You just need to make sure that your children are foremost in your mind at the end of that. It's tough. I'm not saying it ain't, but Doug Ross said, "Cricket, does the lifers inside have many that come, bro, and visit for years, or does it not last that you have seen yourself, bro?" I don't know, bro. I think the lifers end up having more for some reason. Um, I don't know,
More
like
what do you say?
like the lifers, are they the ones that usually have the rucas that visit them for years on end, and you know what I mean? Like,
It all depends, man. You know,
I would
it's
think so if they're older and if they're not already wifed up in their
more
in their
mature. You
40s.
know, yeah. I
If
mean,
they're already in their 40s and they're not wifed up and whatever and
you know
stuff
what?
like that, then they
You know
most
what?
likely are going to go visit somebody in prison doing life because that's their weekend. And it's easy
It's
for them. They come home, they do their thing, they already have their own jobs. It's better just to talk to somebody in there and not really have a relationship out here. I
yeah,
feel like most of them, they
mm,
like to have that relationship over the phone and talking, but in reality, they know he's not gonna come home, so it's easy for them, "Yes, I love you," da, da," because it's harder when the guy comes out, and
yeah.
it's a
No, you're
whole
right. It's
'nother
about
ball game. So
more
yeah,
communication. With the
yeah.
communication, more romance. You know, like
I tell you
when
what, almost everybody on death row is married. I'll tell you that. I mean, that says
man.
that tells you fucking a lot. But it's
mhm,
because these rucas look for that. You know what I'm saying? It's some rucas want a man, but don't.
but don't want him there 'cause
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's weird.
They don't want to be told what to do. They want to live their own life. They almost want to be the men in the relationship, and they become that when the vato's torcido, because the vato has to, whatever.
I'll
Hey, baby,
send him money, I'll send him letters, and it's like, dang, I sent my baby dad. Like, this is the father of my child. I sent him money, and even that was hard for me. Like, I
yeah.
didn't want to, but like, God,
Fuck you mean you don't want to?
why I didn't want to half the time. I didn't, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want to. I didn't.
Hey, when I get
But I did, but I didn't want to.
when I'm done tomorrow, when I'm done with with church and all that, I'm, I'm gonna take care of a couple things, and I'm gonna hit up what's his name, um, AP.
All right.
You know,
Okay.
Yep, yep.
okay.
Rascal said, I didn't do the I'll play daddy shit, though. I was young and had a decent stretch.
Okay.
Most motherfuckers do, though, bro. You know what I mean? It's part of it. It is. But the rucas are they're the ones that are responsible to their kids. You know what I mean? Not the vatos that don't have no kind of attachment to them kids. Missy Jules said, wise words, good advice. Patty Guardado said, wow, you make it sound like you're appearing innocent, which we all know none of us are. Just saying, why would you stop? He has a father. I'm sure he loves his dad. That is so mean of you.
Okay.
See, there we go
Hold on,
again. See,
Chongo. Hold on. No, no, no,
oh,
serious. I'm being serious right now. I'm
okay,
not even
okay,
laughing. This isn't even
right, right,
joking.
right.
Sometimes I don't know how to talk to you, Patty. I'm just being honest. We just don't see eye to eye, or we don't click, or something there is wrong with the vibe. I don't know. I'm talking about when my baby dad got out of prison. My son didn't have his father for 13 years. He only had him through the phone, behind a window, and in visits. So yes, when he did get out and I had to tear my baby apart from the state we were living in to move so we could start a new life, and he cried the whole time we left because he had to leave his family, his friends, his school. My 13-year-old baby. So yes, when we did move, I did ask him every day if he was happy and if he was okay with his dad, because it's his world and I just live in it. And if he were to tell me, Mom, let's pack up right now and go, I'm picking my kid before myself, before Manuel, before anybody.
Right.
And if nobody understands that, then I don't know what to tell you.
No,
I don't know.
to make it even
Next
worse,
question.
what you
Next
just said
question.
right now. The emotional part where you have to, what you do, like, man, they don't even know the whole situation is. I don't know. Do they know, bro? Like, how you have to pack up like that? Just like, bro, that how hard that is,
And
man.
then and she asked another question, was I faithful? Yes, I was. Or do you want to hear that? No, I wasn't. My son was living with this guy and we were living with this guy and that guy and that guy. Yeah, right. What do you think?
I said, Jovan's parents say she's the lucky one. They do say that. They do.
I keep saying it all the time.
Yeah, it's true. She got lucky with me. I'm the motherfucking prize right here.
Oh,
Mm,
yeah.
I just said if I bring home my new gordita, I'm gonna have to get another king size bed and sleep like Lucy, Ricky Ricardo. I definitely will sleep warm.
God.
Javier said, Chango, I'm glad that you found your feminine side after you were released from prison porque está cabrón el pedo.
Hey, you know what, bro? I think, well, I'm not gonna, sugarcoat it, but when I say feminist side is, I mean, because you know, men have this, stereotype that, how it is, bro, growing up, machismo. Well, too, homegirl, about machismo and, men don't cry, que ka ka ka. And to
Mm-hmm.
me,
And
I think,
What?
yeah, to me, that's just a bunch of hogwash. I think it's important for a man, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, speak for myself, to, to be transparent, and to be able to show emotion and, and to be vulnerable when to be vulnerable when you have to be, you know what I mean? And I think that's very important. And then to to be, eye to eye, and be able to meet halfway, be equal with, when you're dealing with, your wife, or your girlfriend or a woman, period, or anybody, you know what I'm saying? But anyhow,
I just
my
think it
bad.
shows that, and I'm not saying that if a man doesn't cry, he doesn't care. I'm
No,
just
no,
saying that there's nothing wrong with expressing yourself and showing yourself. I mean, it was
show
like to
cariño,
me when Manuel, when he got out and he hugged Mijo for the first time in years, because we hadn't seen him in years before because he moved way too far where I couldn't visit him. So when they're sitting there hugging each other and Mijo's almost as tall as him, I'm like, oh my God. And they're both crying and I'm crying. And it was just, I was
No,
like,
of course,
oh,
that's
I was
the
like, oh my God, like he's really emotional. Well, of course, it's his kid. There's nothing wrong with the man crying, especially with moments like that. Like, why wouldn't
no,
you?
no, it just could be in anything, you know what I mean? It just have to be in that situation. I'll give you,
I don't think he was almost as tall as me.
yeah, but
Well,
Well, but I mean, he wasn't a little baby. The last time I think he saw you, you were still able to pick him up and
yeah,
throw him in the air. Like
yeah.
he was little enough to where
hey,
you literally
I,
pick him up, throw him in the air, up and down, and he'd say, do it again, Daddy. And this time he was 13 years old.
hey,
Yeah.
bro, it's crazy, when you say that, homegirl, you too, bro, when I was able to, move around, because at first I wasn't able to do anything, I was like, man, and finally I got a pass and I was able to, go places, and when I see my family, bro, and I was like, man, and I see my prima, and I had one of my boys with me, right, and he was seeing a major change in my character. You know, my just the way I acted. You know, and when I see my prima, man, my boys were right there, and I was like, man, what's up? We just started. You know, I just broke down, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then after we left, you know, my boy said, hey, John, man, I love you, man. You know, I really, man, that really touched me. You know, and then that when he sees me moving around, you know, without, you know, when I'm doing things like, hey, bro, you trip me out sometimes, man, because you were a cold piece of work back in the days, man. You had no emotion. You didn't like, man, you wouldn't piss on you. You was on fire. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, I just, no, I get it, bro. You know,
And I think as we get older, we just appreciate things,
no, no, you don't. Shit, after 20
and
some years, you
yeah,
better
and I
appreciate, or
just think that
15
you get
years
more
or shit.
emotional. Like I get real emotional. Like before, I wasn't as emotional as I am now. I cry for everything. A commercial
No,
can come on and it's sad, and I'm
no,
like, oh my god.
I get you. Trust me. Look, man, I was in my car and I was looking at the mountain, right? And you know, I was like in the sky and it was beautiful, and I was just like, and I just sat there. I got stuck in there for about a half hour. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just
Yeah,
just choked up, like, man, this is
just
just so
just even
beautiful. Look at,
like my
But
dad, like he gets emotional sometimes, and I'm like, oh my god, I've never like seen this side of him. You know what I mean? But
right.
he's just happy. Like especially around Christmas, I feel like he's the happiest. Like we're all together. We all come in from out of town. Everybody's there, everybody shows up. We say good things to him and my mom and give them good gifts. And they just like look around like they're so happy and proud. And just, you could see them, they get emotional. I'm just like, oh my God, like you guys, okay. Because he's this like tough guy and, he's my dad. So to see him get emotional a lot lately now that he's older, I'm like, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. That actually is like, that helps.
Yeah.
so Rascal said, life is about taking chances, but a responsible life is about taking a sober look at the odds in the morning and managing risk. I'm not throwing a Hail Mary to please myself at the risk of my kid.
Mm.
Look at think like a kingpin. He said, man, they stopped letting kids sit on the laps of inmates because some chomo was molesting some woman's kid she would take to go see in prison. She met him while she was in through pen pal.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm.
I can believe that shit. It's fucking crazy, bro. Like imagine that, bro. Can you imagine like your Ruka takes your kid to see some fucking dude and he's like that would took okay. Tim Jackson said they would go to their sister house or the halfway house. Yeah, if they needed to, do wherever they need to go. They ain't got to go to the Ruka's house with the kids. Rascal said there's always a chance, but a big difference between a 1% chance and a 99% chance. The relationship is meant to be, which is fairy tale bullshit, then it'll still work out if you take it slow and smart. If it'll only work if it moves lightning fast, that ain't love, it's desperation. Yeah, it's usually a motherfucker trying to hold on. And both sides, really. You know what I mean? It's tough, but it's true. Vato in the joint is desperate as fuck, and we all know that. I mean, it just
No,
that's what
I
it is.
get you, Javier.
I knew this
It's
guy
all
that
good,
was
bro.
in there at Madison. He was desperate. So desperate to get that visit that day. I lent the girl my ID. I lent her address. Then she ate all of our food.
Remember that shit?
Just
Crazy.
so that he could get a visit. I never got my ID back. I'm just saying, like, he called, he's like, hey, please, Joanne, please, just lend her your ID. I'm like,
And
no.
she didn't have the audacity to
She
give
didn't
the
even give
ID
it
back.
back. I'm like, girl, you
Man,
can keep that dress.
man, I get it for everything else, but I need
She
that
she came
ID,
over.
hog
She
guy.
came over
It
to
was a
get the
carnal.
dress.
It was a carnal's ruca.
Right. But still, I need that ID. Here's the clothes.
Okay.
Here's the
So
food.
she came over and we're like, hey, we're gonna go. Well, you're gonna go to the jail. Come stop by here first. While she's waiting for me to give her the ID and look for something for her to wear,
Didn't she
she's
take
in
your
the
underwear?
fridge. She's in the freezer eating like all the ice cream, eating all the food. Like, who are you? I'm like, oh my god. And it was just so funny. I never got that ID back. I never got that dress back. You know,
Hey,
you should write him and tell him he owes me a wardrobe. Just
didn't
saying.
she take your underwear?
Oh my God, I think she did borrow underwear of mine.
She
Come
did.
on, stop it. No, don't do that to me.
I'm
No,
not.
please,
I'm
no,
not
don't tell me that,
joking. This
man.
girl. I don't know
No, yeah,
where
no,
he.
yes, you are.
I'm not. I'm
No,
not
no,
joking.
please.
Not where he
No,
found
no,
this
no, no,
girl. I
no, no,
have
stop,
no
stop,
idea.
stop, stop. I don't want, no. We're good, we're good. We're on
It's just
TV, man.
wild.
We're live, we're live.
She didn't have no kids though, so whatever.
Regardless, you know. Tantarans, the took the tantarans too.
I'm
Like, come
telling you,
on, man. Who does that, man?
when she came over, she had my whole identity, my whole clothes, my ID. She was fed, and she went to go see him, and I was like, "Just give me back my ID. You could keep the
And
clothes."
she took a nap.
Oh, she did take a stop. She did take a nap.
All them carbs she ate.
Oh
She
my
had a
God, I
carb
forgot she
crash.
did take a nap.
Yeah. Javier said my Sally had an ugly woman. Bagged on him I bagged on him all the time. However, she kept us well fed. Doug Ross said, "Yeah, man, fuck me bad, man. Kids don't want their buddies to know. Really hurts them inside. Too worse. Maybe Cricket. I had to change to be there for this little man. Man, I prayed. I never got hit up. Yeah, bro. I mean, listen. Like I said. Oh shit. It fucked me up too, bro. Like I didn't. We
No
thought I
more
thought I
locked
had my
doors. No more
son.
locked doors.
I thought I had my son fooled. You know what I'm saying? That he didn't know I was torcido. And so I tried to keep it that way. And that day, I just remember that was the realization that I knew that he knew. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It was fucked up. But that's the thing. I mean, that's why it's hard. And everybody wants to sit here and people talk about the pinta, the code, the gangster shit. And everybody forgets about the kids, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you forget about, what those children should mean to you. And at the end of the day, fuck the code, fuck all that dumb shit that these so-called people pretend that they, you know, hold dear, because at the end of the day, everybody motherfucking turns on each other. Everybody's for themselves, whether it's
Selfish.
one way or another. You know what I'm saying? One way or another, whether it's within the clica, outside of the clica, legally, not legally, whatever the situation is, everybody's in it for themselves. And I just, I can't see continuing that lifestyle when you have kids. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm one who did. I had a kid before my son. And like I've told you guys, I've lost my daughter. I was 17. I went to the joint. I went through it all. And so I'm not no hypocrite. I'm telling you what it is we do. That's the lifestyle we lived and how we did it. I don't know how. You know what I'm saying? When I think back now, I'm like, I can't fathom what was going through my head, what type of individual. I was just a different person. And that's
Selfish.
why exactly, very
Yeah.
selfish. And when
Yeah.
I talk about it now, that's why I'm trying my best to
Well,
make it.
you're not trying. You're doing it, bro.
Yeah. Well,
You're demonstrating, man, for reals, man.
I'm trying to make it clear that your kid should come first. The clicas ain't shit. The vatos ain't there for you. The raza bullshit is propaganda. That all this, we're doing it because they
For the
used to.
betterment and que
Yeah, none of that stuff.
and oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
48 laws of power is bullshit. The art of war is trash. All that dumb shit is
Son
just
of Zoo, yeah.
ways to make you feel like you're some smart motherfucker. Listen, you can feel that smart when you go to college and become somebody. Get a degree. Do something for yourself. All that shit ain't gonna do nothing for you. At the end of the day, I've read all them books and they do me no good in the real world. I couldn't put none of
They
that
don't,
shit.
because I still check you, and all them books that you read were for nothing.
You ain't
You
checking
know,
the fuck.
all them books that I sent you and all, they didn't do anything for you.
Except for the Anunnaki ones. Those told me
Because because me and your son are out here running all this. So
Yeah, plus, well, it's. I mean, there's a flip side to it. It's all them books, studying and all that is, if you're gonna apply it for good.
I mean, it's the problem is they don't. It's not for good that they do it for.
No. I agree with you. It's all
Yeah,
for manipulation. You
exactly.
know,
And at
no,
the
I
end of
get
the
it.
day, who are you manipulating but your own? Because
No, exactly. I
everything is
agree with
within
you.
yourself, and that's the hard part. Like when you read those books, what do you think them vatos that are the high-ranking carnales are using it on? They're using it on you, on the
And
on
how?
So
the
then you manipulated me then
Canalismo. Hey, come here.
because you
Hey,
had
come
read
here.
all those books.
Hey, come here, Canalito. Hey,
yeah.
let me,
All that stuff is being used on the vatos that are coming up and coming in.
Hey, you're doing good, eh? You're doing good, Holmes.
Yeah. They, they
Here,
throw
here,
they throw you
hey,
crumbs. They
hold
make you
this felony for me. Hold this felony for me.
Yeah, they make you believe they care, and you're sitting there like a tontito thinking, oh, fucking Big Wapo thinks I'm the greatest person in the world, so I'm gonna do whatever he wants me to do. That's a fucking man forcing you to kill somebody or do whatever it is. To me, in
Yeah.
my book nowadays, I would say that makes you a bitch. You know what I mean? A
A,
vato's making you
a
do something.
follower.
Exactly. I mean, that's what it is. At the end of the day, when you look at it now, a man, when you go into the pinta, what's the big thing? The big thing is I ain't no punk, I ain't no bitch, ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I stand on my own 2 feet. I
Hey,
do this, right? All
yeah.
that shit.
Hey, but
And
you
then,
know what? At the end of the day, why do you have to express that? Because you should already you are already. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't.
and then,
Why do I gotta hear all that? You know?
but
Not
then you
not
go
you. I'm
in
not
there,
you and John. I'm talking about all
but
that nonsense.
then you go in there, bro, and some other man, another man, grown man, just like you, will make you write a motherfucking 1,000 word essay?
And how? You
What
know?
the fuck? Like, uh,
Oh,
to
you
me,
know.
I'm just like, bro, how can a man make me write an essay? How can a man make me go stab another man if that man ain't done nothing to me? And you know what I mean? Like, and listen, I'm not doubting anybody that did that. I did it. I was part of that. I'm saying it just seems like now when I think about it, it's almost embarrassing. It's like, fuck,
Yeah,
how
but
did
the
Hey, hey,
age
hey,
difference
hey.
is
What was I
different from being
thinking?
17, 18 to being 40. There's a huge
Hey,
difference.
hey. No, well, no, because they dudes in their 40s and 50s and 60s still pushing that type of
No,
propaganda.
but
You
I
know?
could see why an 18-year-old though could get caught up in that because they're just
Oh,
young.
I
They
got
don't
you.
know
No,
any
no, no.
better.
You, yeah, of course. No, I
Yeah.
agree. No, I agree with
that's where it
you.
starts, and it becomes a
Yeah,
lifestyle. And
your teens. Looking
yeah,
at the homies. The big homie. Tatted up. That facade. I don't
yeah,
know.
it's just at the end of the day, it just seems so ridiculous now when you look back at it from the outside looking in, and you're sitting there thinking like, what the fuck? This dude made you write an essay? Like, like you almost want to laugh and be like, and you did it? Like it's crazy. Like it doesn't make sense. And or whatever the situation is. This vato 3 months to the house made you go stab somebody? You
Yeah,
didn't get
yeah,
out?
homie. Hey, yeah, homie's funny. Like what he said. He's right though.
What do you say?
He said, "What? He's way on the bottom.
As an hermano, I wrote hundreds of thousands of word essays trying to be all I could be. Then find out there were NF members barely literate, and most carnales had secretaries. I felt played. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I know carnales. I know of carnales that couldn't read or write. They had other vatos writing their shit, just like yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's all a fucking manipulation. It's all a
Yep.
fucking game, and these vatos
Facade.
are fighting for it because of the same thing. Just like these broads, we went in there with low self esteem, and then we get involved in something that makes us feel like super.
But when I met you, I didn't have low self-esteem. I was cute. I was young. So I didn't have low self-esteem. I think you just manipulated me a little bit.
I did that, girl. I manipulated with all this.
Oh my God.
That's it.
I'm
That's
done.
it.
Like I said, I cry when my
Um,
kids leave my home. I try not to. Man, I got soft in my old age. I was a tough, mean man in my youth. Ya valió madre el pedo. Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. Doug
Come
Ross,
on, bro. Don't shame yourself, bro.
12 se la jalo este vato. 12 se la jaló este
Look in the
vato.
mirror. Yes,
Javier.
I'm sexy. I'm
Party
sexy.
is a solid female ruca. Only the barrio produces that kind, said Javier. Doug Ross says, it happens, you run into that person, and it happens like all my dogs found me. Well, I think same for humans for sure. Thanks you all from the far north. I'm like the vibes here feels 100% real with the true souls here. No bullshit later. All was good. Alright, Doug. I know you've been gone for a minute already, bro, but hopefully if you watch this back, we said a rato, bro. Burkini said, kind of like with me and my wife, we both had kids coming into the relationship, so we knew each other's expectations. We both had the drive to be parents to each other's kids. Then we had our own. Yeah,
Okay.
and that can be that's 100% a reality. Just Frucas need to be careful. You know what I'm saying? And bottles. You know what I'm saying? You too. You have to be careful. And make sure that it's correct. You know what I mean? At the end of it, that's it. That's all you got to do. It's not like rocket science. Just make sure that that's the right person for
I
you.
know that there could be good stepdads and good stepmoms. There was this girl who had two kids, and um the dad, she had a girl with the guy, and the guy, he adopted her little boy, gave him his last name. And when they divorced, he paid child support for both of those kids still. He didn't try to fight her. He didn't try to do anything. He was a good stepdad. It just didn't work out between them, but he still kept being the dad to the little boy. He would pick them both up on the
You
weekends.
know, being
And
honorable.
I was like, dang, like that guy is, wow, okay. You know what I mean? Like he was a great guy. And he still has a relationship. Like that's his son. He's like, that's my boy. He's like, I adopted him. I gave him my last name. And,
You
just
know,
because
hey,
me and her
hey,
didn't
don't
work out, I fell in love with the kid too. And he treats him just as great,
don't put me
so
out there like that, please.
it was right. It
About
was not
being
you.
being not be,
Oh,
me being a hell of a you know.
yeah, right.
My bad, that slipped.
Oh, God. Where'd he
What happened?
go? No.
Well,
I guess I'll try to get to these comments real quick. Where did they
yeah.
go? No.
Go ahead. But yeah, man. Oh man,
Let's see.
that you're gonna
Where did he
read the
leave off?
comments.
Party is no, not that one.
Let's see.
Oh, okay, Ty put that's cool art. And then Burgueño said, yeah, it worked. I don't know if it would have worked if only one of us had a kid, though. Just being honest. Yeah, I mean, it could have, maybe. But the fact that you guys both went into the situation like, hey, these are the boundaries, this is what it is, this
Yep,
is,
that's it. The
you guys are grown
boundaries
adults, you guys
and
talked about
communication.
it, communicate, and, Porteño's a great stepdad. He helps his
And I
son,
met
and
a lot of people out here, man. That I mean, they're putting that work in, man, and
yeah,
being
yeah,
responsible. And that, I met a lot of people that are, like you said. I don't. I don't agree on the. Me personally, I don't use the word stepdad or stepmom and none of that stuff because you get a lot of love and with just regular people. But even better. It depends on where you're at in your life. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But some people do or look at you better than the ones close to you. You know what I mean?
absolutely, yeah.
Like as far as how when you say, "Oh, that's my cousin," he's not really your cousin, but your real cousin.
Yeah,
Is
no,
not
and
not
most
not
people
on the
that I
same team
know,
with you. It's like
no,
what?
most people that I know that have stepdads, they don't call him my step. They just say that's my dad. We
Yeah.
know that sometimes it's not, but I'm not going to take that away from them. Like, dang, your dad is this and that. Your
No, no,
dad's
of
cool.
course, man.
What's up?
It's good.
Even
That's
though
a
I
solid
know that's
dude
their
right there.
stepdad because he is playing that role. Same thing like with some stepmoms.
You know.
They step up, and it's good, but I think they just need to talk about that. These parents need to come into it and say, hey, these are my kids, these are your kids, we're going to live together. Talk about it first, set your boundaries, see how it goes. And then if you guys can't come to an agreement, then say, hey, you're going to live here and I'm going to live over here with my kids, you're going to live with your kids, and we'll just date. You know what I mean? We'll just date and we'll just see each other when we see each other, and we don't even have to mix families. So it's
Yeah,
just about being responsible.
that's exactly. There's nothing wrong with playing
Just be
house.
responsible. Yeah.
Because like I said, I met a lot of people like, it didn't work out for the first marriage, and on both sides, and then they found each other. You know, this person has kids, the other person has kids, and then they hook up and man, and they're doing their thing. You know what I mean? And you said
Okay.
responsible. You know what I mean? And being honest, and where love comes in.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Let's see where we at right here.
oh, okay, there you are.
Porque it's kind of like with me and my wife, or
I
everybody.
already read that. I already read that, sir.
Burqueño,
It took her
I read that
forever. She
one
was only
too.
she only did 2 comments, bro. But
Burqueño said, yeah, it worked. I don't know if it would have worked if only one of
I
us
already read that, and we just had a whole conversation about it.
had your bitch ass up.
Well, I'm just saying. You
See that?
decided to go get another drink.
huh?
Thirsty?
Your face is thirsty.
Oh,
Another drink. What are you drinking, bro?
Just
Water?
cold,
Oh, okay.
cold. Javier said I had an ex first time she snuck me and her son took my shoes before I snuck out. I hated that dirty kid. Fuck yeah.
Hey, that little bastard.
So you
little
want
mocoso.
Yeah.
to be so. Burkina said extra medium, lol. Think like a kingpin said, what's good, fellas? I just got your number. I know. Get at me though. Javier said, man, this vato turned on the cherry, looks big. Va a ser papá o va a ser popo, con todo respeto. Think like a kingpin said, 100. Think like, hello, you can't beat me, bro. Chango, he said, my respects to you, bro. He put that sad face. I know, bro. Like I said, I heard what happened with your other half, brother, and hopefully everything's working out. And just call me, bro. We'll wrap outside of this shit. AP said, Chango playing games. I'm glad you're bothering. Doing
Hmm.
good. Said Kingpin. Don't last. He's talking about the rucas. Yeah, they don't. It's just, it's tough, man. It's hard, man. It's hard to do. Noel B says, since my family abandoned me, y'all guys feel like family. Thank you, brother. I know you just got off también, Noel. He said, good night, family. Good night, brother. I hope you're doing all right.
Good night.
Got my number, brother. Ya lo sabes. Ty said, damn, Noel, sorry to hear that it's a solid community here. I already said, guards in prison respect inmates who can keep the fellas in order and look out for the weak. It makes their job more easy. Yeah, and the crazy
Man, how?
thing is them vatos play ball. Everybody tries to pretend like, all this dry snitching y la madre, but all the carnales are the ones that are in line with them fools. That's part of the game.
Mm, mm.
Joel Brown said, good evening, everyone. What's up, Joe? Missy Jules said, Joanna, I'm with you. Her comments are somewhat confrontational.
I don't mind being questioned, and I don't mind people asking me questions and this and that. Um, I just
But
think I don't know. I don't know. We just have a different vibe sometimes, and
yeah,
I let things go. And I think tonight I just kind of was like, okay, come on. If everybody, like, for new people in here, but the old people in here, you guys know how much I love my son. You guys know that that's my whole entire world right there. So when, if I have to ask him every day how his life is, that's what a mother does. Are you happy? Are you okay? Are you did, especially a 13-year-old boy who had to move and start a whole new life.
yeah. I was
And,
gonna
and actually
get
have
into
his
that.
dad. And like I said, I tell that story when Manuel put him to wash dishes. I cried. I was like, oh my God, don't tell my baby what to do. But that's his father. So it's like we had to get used to a whole lot of things too. And like I said,
Hey, man,
for
bro, if
anybody
they
that
only
knows
knew,
me,
man,
you
just
guys
all the
know
stuff you
that
got to
Gordo
go
is
through,
my
man.
whole world.
Man, this is just when I think back, bro, this is crazy, man. The stuff you
What?
got to go through. No. Right now, like when you talk about moving like that, and then just like, poof, just that whole experience, that whole, oh my goodness, man.
Hey, me and Jovan fought, bro, that night because I had him wash dishes, and I'm like, "What are you talking? He's fucking 13. Like he can't wash dish. He's just never done that before." And I'm like, "What the? Shut the fuck up! Like it's just
And
dish."
and then I'm like, no, you shut the F up. Don't tell me what to do. Like you just got out. Calm down. And here we are. And it's like then you have to get used to that. So if I ask my son every day how is he
Well,
doing,
but
if
why
he's
did why?
okay.
I'm just curious. Why would 13 years old and not doing dishes? I don't get that. I'm not following it.
Because
I
he just
I understand your point of view, bro. Like, I'm like, I know what
because
you're
he was
talking
just
about.
he was spoiled. He was spoiled. He didn't all he had to do was clean his room and throw out the trash occasionally. Like sometimes he would vacuum or whatever, but he was just spoiled, you
That's not
know.
being spoiled.
And
she just,
so,
she just couldn't. She didn't want him to do anything. Like she just thought he was supposed to just be a kid. And when I got out, I figured being a kid is
Well, there's
having
nothing
chores.
wrong with being a kid, but there's still being responsible, and you still have to have chores.
no, I know, but he just didn't. And
And
so,
then now we have, or I didn't. I had a problem with this, with this not microwave, this dishwasher thing. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm looking, right? Like me, I do the dish, I do everything. That's just me. But it was like, wait a minute, my nephew is getting a cup, right? Just for example, getting a cup. He gets a cup, and then he drinks out of it, and then he puts it on the counter instead of putting it in the dishwasher. This is what I had a problem with. Then a couple hours later, he goes. So I'm thinking he gets the same cup, but he gets another cup and then puts in. I'm like, what's going on here? What are you doing? He's like, getting something to drink. No, I know what you're doing, getting something to drink, but how many cups are you gonna use a day, bro?
no,
You know what I mean?
and that was Manuel's thing. He couldn't understand certain things, but you guys don't have to see it from my point of view.
No. But no. Guess
My
what?
son, no,
No.
listen.
Guess what?
My
Guess
son
what?
was
I
very
understand your point of
spoiled,
view
and
now.
no, and
Trust
listen,
me.
that's probably my fault. And the reason he was really spoiled is because I felt bad that he had a dad in jail.
No.
And maybe that
I
was
know. I know
not
what
the
you're talking about.
right way to do it, is just spoil him like crazy.
That
But because
that goes with everything. Because I met a lot of people out here that they they grew up a certain way, right? And I get this part, as far as you know, growing up. Now they're trying to give back on what they didn't have when they were kids. You know what I mean?
right,
So
me for but
that
me
makes a lot
with
of sense.
Gordo, me with my son, I never wanted him to feel any less because his dad was in prison.
No, of
So
course.
I spoiled the crap out of him,
So
and to a
you had to
fault.
do overtime.
And yeah, and to a fault, because now I look back and I'm like, I don't really think he cared about most of that stuff. I think he just needed our love, which we gave him, but I don't think he cared. You know, it was me in my mind thinking, I got to give this kid everything. I got to, spoil him. I got to make sure that he doesn't feel less. You know what?
Javier, man. Javier be killing me, bro.
What he said.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, Gordo must be devastated.
Shut up! You didn't. You're so dumb, yet. I
Did
can't
you read it?
stand you.
I ain't got there yet.
Cannot stand you. Ay, ay, ay.
How did Gordo react when he found out his mother was an India de Tijuana? He would probably be devastated if she got deported. I'll pitch in
He
for
wouldn't be. He wouldn't be.
Oh my, oh my goodness.
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
you're lucky, homegirl, that you dodge a bullet. You know what I mean? You talking about, homie, about him being in prison. Could you imagine, bro? If Ice found out,
Whew.
hey,
Really?
hey, look,
See, where
because
we at right
man,
here? Ty
Oh
said,
my God, I'm so done.
damn, Noel, sorry to hear that it's a solid community. Oh, I'm sorry. Javier said, guards in prison respect inmates you can keep. Oh, I already did that. Joel did. Javier said, Chango, I'm a clown. I know what you meant about finding your feminine side. You're a solid man. I'm glad I have the opportunity to hear you speak. I woke up early today. It was still dark. I watched the last. Oh, he said, I watched the last star and the sunrise. I got emotional.
yeah, that's right.
Joel Brown said, man, I just got a call from a friend in the joint. Those phone calls aren't cheap.
Hey,
Yeah.
he said, shit. He said, don't call me no more, bro.
Hey, but nowadays they got it made, bro. They got
But they're having they have free phone calls,
the feds. Yeah, they're all.
Yeah, and I just talked to somebody. I looked at my phone and hey, nah, don't worry about it, bro. It's free. I said, you better hope it's free because if not, bro, I'm gonna block you real quick.
Yeah. Hey, they're all free. It's crazy.
They got tablets. They got man, sheesh.
Jojo said her underwear were like a tanga on the hyena.
That's what I was laughing earlier to this.
Borrow the undies. That's a new low, even for Jovan.
I was like, man, put that in.
Why for me? I'm the one that lent it to her. She's the one that needed it.
No, but still, I mean, certain things you don't do. Maybe us dudes, homie, don't play that. None of it, not one guy.
Dang, like, I'm like, oh my God, really?
Georgia said some of the 48 laws are useful. I'm not saying they're not useful, bro, but they're manipulative.
That's what I said when it's good use for you.
They are
Yeah.
useful, but they're
It's
useful
good
for
for
being
use for
manipulative.
good. You know.
Yeah, they don't use it for that. Jojo said, Jovan, don't be mad you bought him the books. Rascal
I
said,
was mad.
The Art of War is the most overrated book. I hear some YouTubers listed, and it proves to me they ain't that sharp. Yeah, I don't think any of them books are all that fucking.
And
They're all overrated.
you could tell a man's character when you hear him talk, man. You know what I mean?
They talk about them books because they're the books to talk about, but it
Mm-hmm.
don't mean shit.
But a lot of them got banned from from the BOP and the state.
They
And
put too much emphasis on them. That shit, most of that shit is common sense if you really think about it. Rascal said, as an hermano, I already read that one. Javier said, my nephew got out praising Che Guevara until I told him he was a loser follower. He was used to, then killed in a jungle. He was used and killed in a jungle. Yeah, there's a lot of people that praise Che. I read some of the stuff on Che.
he was a revolutionist.
Yeah, him and Castro, of course, because they went to because Che was from Nicaragua, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but he went over to Cuba to help in all their shit. I mean, the dude was a soldier, but I mean, I don't think it was nothing to praise. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's part of their shit. Rascal said the first time in my life that I really felt like I had value and a purpose was as a teenager in prison when they introduced me to the cause. Took the bait, hook, line, and sinker. You know what's crazy is I used to talk about the cause to youngsters, and I would just say the cause and didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like I would sit there and talk to the younger vatos coming in about the cause, and I would just keep saying
the struggle.
Yeah, it's all about the cause. They said we do this for the cause, and I just hope that these fuckers wouldn't ask me to define what the fucking cause was because I had no fucking.
I had it tattooed on me.
Yeah,
I had it on my throat, causa, and then in little letters that strictly for the cause. Yeah, how blind I was. Oh my goodness.
It's crazy. I'm telling you, I remember
that's what I like earlier, bro. When you said that, man, it means a lot to me. It makes me feel good. Like when you talk, and I hear a lot of people talk, and it's like, it's like you're being transparent, being honest with yourself. Like when someone asked me a while back, they know. I say, hey, bro, I was a cheater, a liar, a thief. I was a bad person. You know what I mean? I was a drug addict. I was, you know what I mean, running with the the wrong, the homies, blah 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 blah. But now, shit, I'm not none of that. You know what I mean? I can look in the mirror and and feel good about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Womanizer, abuser, all that, all them words that and then about having pride and you said machismo, and all I had was nothing but hate, in my heart. Those are the only words I knew. F this, F that, or just take off, just doing some way out crazy stuff, just to prove myself. You know what I mean?
Same way, bro. I tried to.
I get it.
I tried to whack somebody for $20, bro, because he owed me $20. Jovan was pissed off. We've had that conversation here. Like I was stupid. It was just, and it all comes down to that same bullshit. It's that machismo. It's the, so-called. It's just dumb, bro. It's a whole fucking twisted life and twisted way of thinking, and it's a devaluation of life, bro.
Now it's love, compassion.
Noel B said, good night, family. Burqueño said, Noel, good night. Not the dishes again. That was abuse. We established that, said Ty.
It was Ty. It gets me worked up, Ty.
I already read that. Ty said, Javier, you killed me, man. LOL. I said, I pictured Jovan on that donkey with painted zebra stripes wearing the charra sombrero flipping off cricket.
Okay, well, you could picture that because it ain't going to happen.
AZ Ructions and salute y'all. What's up, brother? He said, what's good, Ty? What's up, brother? How you doing? You will let Patty said, okay, thanks for your opinion, Giovanna. Good night to you all. Good night, Patty.
It's not my opinion, it's a fact.
Ty said, what up, AZ? Jojo said, AZ, salute, G.
But good night, Patty.
Julio Solorio said, the cause ain't what it used to be. Julio, the cause has never been what it was.
Thank you. Remember a while back we had a conversation about that?
Yeah, it's not that it's not what it used to be, bro. It's that there never was or is a cause. It's bullshit. It's always been propaganda. It's been a way to get the people, the masses, to side with you. It's been a way. It's a way to, how do you? I mean, control. That's it. It's just a manipulation tactic. What is the cause? And I'm not trying to call you out on that because I'm with you. Those are the same type of conversations that I've thrown out there. That's what I used to talk about. But when I look back now and I think about it, and I've talked to vatos that were there from the beginning, and I'm going to have someone here that was there from the beginning in Arizona pretty soon. But if you can tell me, what was the cause when it used to be something then? Can you explain that? Is there anything that you can say? I mean, I know the talking points. I know that they used to say that the raza used to get, punked. They were getting bulldogged. There was vatos getting raped. I know all that, but I also know that's not true. I've talked to vatos that have been doing time since the 60s. That was just not true. Yes, punks were always around, but nobody was getting their shit took. Not in our system. So what was this cause?
That's voluntary.
Yeah, so I'm asking, like, where was the cause? What did we stop? The Vivora stuff? If that's what we're talking about in Arizona. So we're talking about Arizona. When we talk about the Vivoras, that was just a conflict within themselves. There was no cause there either. That was two factions fighting against each other for power. The Vivoras they weren't raping people and doing all that stuff that had been put up on them. Everyone knows that. We've talked that's already been established. Yes, that's the shit we were told coming in. That was the way they got us all on board. But when you look at it with open eyes and when you think about it from a perspective of a fucking adult, and you see everything that we did and everything that was, none of that shit is true. It just didn't happen. So what was the cause for? We didn't do anything. We didn't bring our raza forth and make anything better. If anything, we lost shit. Look at the joint. We lost boom boxes. We lost hot pots. We lost fucking Christmas packages. Go down the line. What was the cause? Did we stop ourselves from getting worse in the joint? We didn't do nothing. All we did was fight each other, kill each other, get high, get dope, make money, and
hit your own people.
That's it, all within ourselves. And so I just don't see where this, when you talk about what the cause used to be, there is no nostalgic cause. There was never that. I've talked to the vatos that have been there from the beginning, and it didn't start that way either. It just didn't. Nobody was bulldogging the raza, and I refuse to believe that if there wasn't a clica, the raza would just bend over and let fools fuck them. Just okay. We don't have a clica, so let's just bend over and let all these gabachos and negros fuck us in our ass. It wouldn't happen. So it's not out of necessity. It was done because vatos wanted power. Vatos wanted to get money, dope. Exactly what happened. That's what they wanted. It wasn't to stop some, shit from happening that was, where people were getting hurt and all that. It just doesn't. You think the raza's that weak that we need some fucking clica to fucking protect us? Come on. It's never been and it never will be. The raza can take care of themselves. The gabachos can take care of themselves. The negros can take care of themselves. The clicas come out of a sense of wanting to dominate. It's power and it's feria. You get together and then you got numbers. That's the world. There ain't no fucking cause. It ain't no altruistic thing.
You can dominate me, babe.
Huh?
You can dominate me.
Oh, I know.
Hmm?
Oh, okay.
No, I'm gonna do that.
Oh, I just love when you talk like that.
All up in your.
Okay, okay, that's enough.
Hazy Ruction said, "Chilling, brother. You got me started, girl. Don't start."
Okay,
Hazy,
Hmm?
I just like when you talk like that.
Hey,
It's
hey,
very
bro.
nice. It's
She's
very
like, hey,
sexy.
hey, she's like, I like when you talk dirty to me,
I
papi.
don't sound all like that, and I would never call him Poppy. Thank
Papi,
you.
Well, you
Hazy.
call him something other than
Whoa.
I
his
don't
uh
call him
his
that.
government name.
Salute, brother. Much love, bro. Said AZ Ruction. Roscoe said,
Well,
"Oh, that's
hey
classic."
guys, I'm sorry, babe, to cut you off, but you guys, I gotta get going. Good night.
Otra
I'm gonna
vez.
hang up.
All right.
All right,
Toodles.
I'm gonna
Good night,
finish.
everybody in the
All
chat.
right.
See you guys later.
All right,
Take
let
it
me.
If
easy. Thanks
you
for
guys
stopping
need
by.
anything, you already know.
I really enjoyed, have a nice night or morning.
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
let me go.
You too. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
AZ Ruction said, "Yo, JoJo, salute, brother. Much love, bro." Rascal said, "Oh, that's classic. Schooled people on the cause without having a definition." Yeah, I said, ain't it a trip? But what's even crazier is motherfucking grown ass men don't ask. No one ever asked me what it was. Just sat there like bobos taking it in. ZG said Fence was trying to handicap the young man. Good job, Crick. CG said just playing, but in reality, you weren't doing him any favors or yourself, but not taking the little stuff off your load, just as dishes, trash, laundry, etc. Yeah, I mean, my thing was, bro, he just needed some, it was just, I didn't even think nothing of it, bro. It was dirty dishes, and I told him to wash them. No fucker was 13. The hell? It wasn't like a big deal. She started
Yeah.
crying. I'm looking at her like, what the, you fucking crazy?
You better shut your mouth.
I'm like, what are you talking about? He's almost a grown ass man. He can't wash no dishes.
I don't
Oh,
want to break my nails.
yeah, I'm like, no, this ain't
Like
good.
all entitled now.
I mean,
Uh,
said the guys that talk about the causa are the ones that break all the constitution rules the most. The homeboys that are respected in the barrio are learned to hate prison. Yeah, no, that's true, man. That they'll use that. Listen, man, there's so many hypocritical situations when I can talk about Arizona only, right? I can't speak on Califas.
but
I
bro, I'm gonna
wasn't
tell you
there.
something.
I don't know,
You
but
can talk about all these other states because you know what? It all comes out of the same book,
and I was
bro.
gonna say,
Me and you talk, bro,
yeah,
in details. And when you used to tell me all this stuff, I'm like, damn,
yeah,
the same thing coming over here. The same thing that you're talking about was coming. The same thing in California, Texas.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It might, the words might be changed a little bit, but same crap, different smell, man.
Yeah, and the thing is, I try to stay away from it because I know gente will be like, "You ain't from there, you don't can't talk about." But I tell you this: that for the most part, most of them are like you said, identical. Like there was a carnal that pushed the regla of no drogas, right? The no drug rule in our
Mm-hmm.
house, and then so lots of carnales that had got out got whacked for doing drugs, and then this carnal that pushed that got out, and then when he was out there, he pushed to change the rule that as long as we're taking care of business, we should be able to do whatever we want to do. Because
Oh,
he,
I know. Trust me, I know. Look, it was hard for me because when I was, in the game like that, as when I was active, I guess you would say, part of the carnophagus and all that crap.
yeah,
You know, I didn't mess around. I didn't, you know, and I was like, wow, man, I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble because everyone's getting high on the cool, and I'm like, and I'm over here trying to push this line, and then you got the some guys from in Pelican Bay, on the same page, but it was hard, man. You know what I mean? So like you said, they changed the reglas. Oh, no hard drugs.
yeah,
I'm like, wait a minute. I thought drugs. I mean, don't get me wrong. Look, I don't condone it, but if you want to drink, bro, go ahead and drink. If you're gonna, smoke weed, smoke weed. I mean, whatever you're gonna do, that's your business. You want to smoke cigarettes, go ahead. But what I'm saying is, don't tell me that because at the end of the day, oh, I don't do drugs. I just smoke weed. No, wait, that's a drug. Whether it's legal or not legal, and I'm not getting into argument or saying that, oh, yeah, I'm one of them dudes. Oh no, you're doing drugs. Nah, look, I don't condone it, but it's just what you do is your business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I get you on this regla. Well, now I'm going to talk about the reglas when you talk about, that's what they were doing over here where I was at. The same thing. You know what I mean?
And that's what it is. It's whatever benefits the ones that are calling
Yeah.
it at
Hey,
the
hey, hey.
time.
All for the benefit for the cause.
Yeah. Yep. Javier said, Giovanna's a good sport. You're perfect on this site, young lady. Loved by many. Glad that Manuel met you. You're a real sweetheart. Eres Hernandez de corazón. Yeah. She's a good girl, man. She's
Hey, and guess what, bro? That you get all the good compliments when she's gone.
yeah, now that she's not here.
Yeah.
Rascal said, it's been said that angry, mean, selfish people are living less evolved. It's pure animal instinct. To move with love and empathy is a reflection of an advanced mentality, authentically human. Our cause was to secure our population from the abuse of the MS so the NF could abuse us, said Rascal. Yeah. And listen, even then, bro, like that may have been the NF's beginning, the first 6 months. But after that, you can't like that can't continue to be the thing. When you know what I mean, it just wasn't. It became once everybody separated and the only victims of your clica is you within yourself, you're now the problem. You're now the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. No matter how it started, it ended wrong. It just is. I mean, yes, you can look at it and say, well, the AMA was being bullies and they did this and did that. Okay. And you came together and you did something good, but you turned it all bad. It turned bad and against your own. It was no longer for the raza. There was none of that shit mattered anymore.
You're oppressing your own people, man.
You
You
turned
know,
into the AMA.
you're hurt. You're hurt. You're hurting people. People, innocent people. Everyone's paying the price.
Yeah.
All the way around, man.
And the fucked up part is it's kids. Like we keep thinking
Yeah.
from the perspective of where we come from, right? 18, you're a man, you got to do what you got to do. But look at it now as a grown ass man with children. Like, can you imagine your 18-year-old child being handed a pico and told to go whack somebody, or if they don't, they're fucked? Like, that's like something I couldn't even imagine my son being put in the position of. And so many people have been. And but these vatos pretend to care about their raza and about the younger generation and the kids and all this shit. That's an abuse in and of itself. Like you're abusing these kids, but you're pretending to be these fucking righteous ass people that care about women and children until they get in your way. So I said, money and the power. Burkini said, when you think about it, it's all one big pyramid scheme. Rascal says, so it has changed. Now the Emma and NF are moving as one and abusing everyone. Right?
And how?
Burkini said, toodles, Jovan. Good night, Jovan, said Rascal. Francisco said, dang, up late night tonight. Chronicles familia. What's up, brother? I said, what up, Francisco? Francisco said, Ty 602 Rascal said, I feel like the only ones who got whacked for using were ones that people wanted gone for reasons that had nothing to do with the drug use. Yeah, that was the
personal. Yep.
yeah.
Personal agendas.
I've said that here before. Like one of the battles that I took part in that and was I used that was my excuse that he was getting high. That was our excuse. And the night that we did it, me and the other vato who did it got high to celebrate it. Talk about hypocrisy, but that's what it's all about. That's
At its finest, huh?
It is what it is. That's
Yeah.
what happened. I'm not pretending to be some innocent individual. I played the game with everybody else.
Participated. Yeah, I get it, bro.
But that's why I can speak on it. That's why I'm telling you, like that's what it is. This vato got whacked because I didn't like his bitch ass. Well, sorry, I didn't like him very much. And so I used that as my
Yeah,
excuse.
start campaigning, it's right there, black and white.
That gave me my excuse. And so I used it. And, it was wrong of me because that's not what we said we were about.
This and that. So it's always like either he was mismanaging money or he was messing with the homeboy's old lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you ran
Always.
out that too, he was using drugs or he was abusing his authority. Just a bunch. But those
Always
are the
stuff
main.
that can not necessarily be proven.
Yeah, it's just so many.
Or something that everybody's doing. Like the drug shit.
Yeah, they put
Francisco
all them
said,
dudes
heard
on the
that
main
about
line. They put all them dudes back on the main line, and then all they're doing is just manipulating, and everyone's getting high. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Francisco said, heard that about ain't about nada anymore. Don't know how true that is. Who, bro? I'm
Ooh,
not sure. I'm
I
not sure
caught
who's
that
talking.
too, but I don't know who he was talking about.
He's from Arizona. He's probably talking about someone from
Oh,
Arizona.
okay.
I'm not sure who.
I'm
But
not. I'm not looking at it as a defensive way or anything. I just,
oh,
I like to. I like to. I want to know names. You, you know what trips me out, bro? Sometimes, I like. The other day we were talking, and then when big homie said, "Oh yeah, you be watching this and whatnot, bro." A lot of that stuff, bro. I don't watch a lot of these channels. The only time I find out something is when someone puts it on, sends it to me. Hey, did you see that? Did you hear that? I said, nah, what happened? You know, and that, oh, okay. You know what I mean? I'll be
yeah, I
like,
stopped watching them all too. I just, it's just
I'm
too.
not saying nothing bad about it. It's just,
Me neither.
it just
Yeah,
this is the biggest one that I hear, and it's like, well, look, I'm not gonna put homeboy out there, or I'm not gonna say his name. Like, well, why you saying it anyways then? You know what I mean? I want to know. I want to know who you talking about.
yeah,
I want to know. I want to know all the juicy stuff.
right. Yeah, I don't really watch it no more either, just because it's gotten it just became repetitive. You know what I mean? It's the same old shit and whatever. You know what I mean? It's not. I used to fuck with it though. I used to fuck with the. Uh, I remember back in the day when before uh, all of them, I used to watch like old school ones that ain't even around anymore. There used to be a couple norteño ones that
Mhm.
were around, and I used to watch them. What was their name? What the fuck was it? Damn. God damn it. And even back then, bro, they were all beefing with each. Savage was around. He had done his shit. He had done his interview on that other Vatos Hale, and then he started coming out. That's still around. Some Vato that calls himself Death. um, I don't mean to laugh. Um, I can't remember. The 23 and 1 is his show, and he got pretty big. And then there was another Vato called After Prison Show. I used to watch that one.
Yeah,
Uh,
all this stuff is new to me, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Burqueño William Ainsworth. I used to watch that vato. He was a vato. He was a norteño, and there was another vato called himself the Ranting Dropout. And
Maybe I should start my own channel.
yeah,
You know,
oh, there was Prison Break Raw. He was like a gabacho that was a sureño.
I have you and big homie right there. I'll be
Yeah,
hanging out. You know, wow.
yeah. No, but there was a few, bro, and but then they started beefing with each other. There was another vato called himself In the Box or Square Box or some
Hmm.
shit. But the problem is that like no matter what, nobody could ever get along. Like everybody would start beefing with each other, bro. And it was just weird. And so then when me and when we were doing the other highlight, we tried to stay away from that. We were just trying to make it outside the box. That's what it was. We tried to make it kind of like informational, like more
Hmm.
of a ¿cómo se llama? Like a documentary type thing about each carnal and all that type of shit. But
Hmm.
then that even became, I don't know, it just felt like we were glamorizing it kind of.
Yeah, see, glorifying and all that stuff. I'm good with that.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I mean?
that's what we want. That's why I wanted to stop that one, and then we just. I went live on that one a few times, but that shit had like I still got those channels. It's like 40,000 subscribers. It's just sitting there. But anyway, I went live on that one time, bro. That had like 500 people coming on talking about I'm a bitch. And then other people, hey, who killed this vato and why did that vato die and did this vato die? And then, it was coming from everywhere. I couldn't, bro, you couldn't read them. Like it was flying through. I couldn't read every comment. I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy. I just,
And you know what? And that's another thing. Like, uh, I watched something a while back, and like, there's a lot of information that like people like whether I don't know how they get their information. Like some of it's true, but a lot of it is like you're like a person's telling a story, right? And it's like, were you there? Okay, he wasn't there. Or like I wasn't there sometime in some of the stuff too, but the information is like it's not accurate. You know what I mean? Like I was watching some when there was a situation that happened, and I know why it happened. And when they did talk about certain things, but they didn't emphasize the real reason. You know what I mean? And they just and what I gathered was they just got it from what they read on an article or something.
yeah,
And because I was there, and I one of the guys is the one that like laced me when I was a kid.
yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, man. I think this is wrong, or am I tripping? Because sometimes bro, I forgot a lot of stuff, bro. You know what I mean? Sometimes I even forgot names. Like I was even matter of fact, I was talking to homie, a while back. You know how much stuff, man, you have to not that you have to do, but there's a lot of stuff that in that stuff. You know what I mean? It's more to it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Yeah. Javier said, old Pinto once told me that dying is easy. However, living is the hard part. It's true, especially when you are on dope and fighting prison can make you contemplate. I said, Cricket is a 1090 fan. LOL. I did watch him when he first came off of. No, actually, listen. When he first came out on that, because he came out on that Vatos Hale too, that 23-1 Hale.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like him at first because he was a sangre. It was weird to me. You know what I mean? That's just not our side. The way it's weird.
No, I get it. I get it. Mm-hmm. The
And
different
so
stilo.
yeah. And I kind of was like, this fake ass dude. You know what I mean? Like that. But I grew to like him because the vato, he was just kind of talking about stuff that like he went different now. Like he got out of this whole genre, but for a while there he was talking against gangs and stuff, and I liked that. And then I remember there was another vato named that he beefed with, bro, named Pino, I think Pino.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so this vato Pino, I guess he was a cripo, right, out of that same area out there in Florida. And these two vatos they became friends, and they fell off of friends, and they were beefing. But I watched one time, and I don't even know, I shouldn't even bring it. But anyway, he's in the car one time playing music, and he has long hair, right? And he had it like up in a bun, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like he had like a bunch of little trenzas, and he's singing to the song, and some vato made a comment, put, "Hey, who's this lesbian on
Mm-hmm.
on here singing the?" And hey, bro, I swear to God, it looked like that. It
Looking like Juan Gabriel.
like a ruca just
Yeah.
dancing and singing.
Oh
Yeah, I
man.
started laughing like a motherfucker. It fucked me up. But anyway, them two vatos were beefing and they fought, and it was a drama. There was just so much drama around all of it back then. That's it. And so then I stopped kind of fucking with it. And then Savage came in, then he started beefing with people. But Savage, like when he came in, he came in on the 23-1, and he gave an interview. And I remember one of the things that he said on there was that he had his Celly's name tattooed on him. And it kind of told me,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And listen, I don't know if it was like that, but it kind of told me like, well, you wasn't mainline. You know what I'm saying? And
Where's he
then
from?
he was from Califas, bro. He was
Is he all right?
yeah, and so it got me like I was like, wait a minute, something ain't right. And then it came out that Simone, he came out of an SNY yard, and I
Hmm.
already kind of guessed that because of that comment. You know what I mean? It just didn't seem like something that you can get away with on the main line. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It
what the
makes
fuck?
it makes you go, hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and then it came out, and then people started talking gacho about him. He was a cool wild. I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah,
I
right.
got it was what it was, but I knew by
Yeah.
listening that something was
Hey,
gonna
hey, hey, I'm gay, but I'm down.
well,
You know.
I don't even think that. I don't even know if he was that, bro. But
No, I'm just bad. Just let you
but,
know for everybody
yeah,
what you are. You know, that's I'm not
but
judging you. I'm
even
just
if he
saying.
wasn't, my
I
thing
used to
was
say that all the time, bro. Remember
yeah,
back when
yeah.
I used to be a different person? I'd be like, "What, homie? You what? Oh yeah, I'm gay, but I'm down." I'm like, "Okay, sure, whatever." Mhm.
Yeah,
Hey, I'll put this hand.
bro. It just sounded weird when he said it, and I was like, "Oh wait, something ain't
Hit
right."
that dude.
And it came out later that Simone was on them other yardas, and he was a two fighter, and then
Oh, okay.
he started like I don't know, he was like the voice of that for a while,
Oh, okay.
and then
Remember all this. I don't know. All this stuff like is new to me. Like so,
you were still
I,
torcido.
yeah.
Yeah, you were
So
still in. This is before, like I said, that I've been watching this shit from back then, and then, um, and while we were watching it, we were doing the other holiday. You know what I'm saying? We like I said, we were trying not to do that. We were just trying to be informative. But I think that it got away from us where it almost seemed like I said, it was we were kind of to me it felt it was we're being we're glamorizing it with that with what we were putting out. I'm talking about when we were doing Perplex. It was just
okay.
it was different, and so we stopped that shit, and then but yeah, it was man, bro, it was a crazy roller coaster back then. There was so much shit, and then I remember
Shit,
when
man. If there's a roller coaster there, man, what are they calling it now, man? Because bro,
hey,
I'd be like,
bro.
sometimes
Well,
I
see,
can't
and
keep
this
up. I was
came
like,
so when Tony started his voice of the prisoners or whatever that's called, I can't remember
mm-hmm.
what. I don't mean to disrespect. I just don't know the name.
No,
But
I get it.
he started that, and then he had Flaco and Rojo on there, and that's when they came out. Like they were on his shit first, and then
Oh,
they
okay.
came out with their own holiday, and then Boxer was doing another thing, and then he came out with his holiday, and so everybody started, man, at that time. But yeah, it was a trip, bro. It was like people were falling off and other people were coming in. But when they started coming in, I thought it was a good thing because everybody was talking about for the kid type shit. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna, they were
It's
for,
a circus. Give
you know
me
what I'm saying, like the positive holiday. You know what I'm saying? Now
no,
it's a
no. You
certain.
know what I'm saying? What's the name? He said right
That's
here. What
it.
he
That's
said
it.
it was a roller coaster. Then now
Now,
it's a circus.
yeah. I mean, that was the thing. Like when that happened. So when we closed down Perplex, and I kind of started doing this, was I opened it up more and I put myself out there because with Perplex, no one knew who was behind that, bro,
Right.
except for the boys, obviously. But um, when but when I did this, when I opened up more and did this, is because, and even this had a few transitions, but I just thought we were gonna do like positive shit and try to the whole highlight about talking to kids against the Glicas, against jail, and everybody seemed to be on that same page, and then that even just fucking fell off. But it was cool. Anyway,
This dude got he got that paper. West, 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 West Watson.
oh, he started. Yeah, he came out with his shit, and he was just screaming at the fucking camera. And then,
That's that big dude, right? The dude that's in shape, that working out and all that. Yeah.
yeah, he ended up coming up too, and getting pretty big, and yeah, coming like a motivational.
That's 602.
But you know what was crazy is a lot of his though with him was that what he's saying, like you knew a lot of the holly he was throwing out there was bullshit. You know what I mean?
I've never heard him.
Yeah,
I never heard anything. I never. I just one time I just seen, and the only time when I caught him is a while back when someone was talking about him. That there was a picture of him, and I
Yeah.
was gonna click on there, but I said, fuck it, you
Yeah,
know.
I watched them a couple times. And it just came
Not saying in
across.
a, no bad way or anything,
Yeah, it came across to me as phony, bro. I'll say it straight up. It was phony, bro. Like it just didn't. Like it didn't sound like. Come on, some of the shit he would say was like Superman shit. Shit like I don't know. It was
Yeah,
movie.
I like the.
movie.
I mean, I don't really watch it, but when I did watch it a couple times, I like the homie hangout.
Oh, Rascal.
Yeah, because
He's out.
it's. Nah, I think he's more than all right because I like the way he talks. You know what I mean? His intellect. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
and
And he.
honestly, me and Rascal. That's why I think that I gravitated to and wanted to rap to him, and him and I started talking outside of this. Is
Mhm,
because I like the intellectual side of it, where he was talking about the shit more on a again like intellectual side, like thinking through it, seeing it for what it is, and
mhm.
talking about it for what it is, and not necessarily letting the propaganda and bullshit blind. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that I like that about that, and it wasn't,
Olstein.
and it didn't seem to be to me like about views, like just throwing like because I could sit here too and put. I mean, I got all kinds of paperwork, bro, with bodies and all that. I can put all kinds of gross shit and talk about muertes and how this bottle got whacked and do all kinds of shit that I know would get all the views in the world, but it, there's no benefit from that. You know what I'm saying? Except for the views. You know what I mean? It's petty.
All it does is trigger.
Yeah, and
You
it'll
know.
taint what I got going. You know what I'm saying? Like that would taint what this is. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Like I always say, man. You've heard, when I talk, you can't you can't have one foot in and one foot out. You know what I mean?
at the end of the day, yeah,
Either you got to be honest with yourself, and
yeah,
all that. Either yeah, okay, I know you did. I'm not talking about you. In general. Just
yeah,
I hear people like, sometimes it's like I'm telling you, like when I got out, man. I'm not gonna say I slipped away, but I had to get a reality check with myself because when I first came out, man, I didn't even have a device. Meaning I didn't have a phone or nothing for like
yeah,
months. You know what I mean? I was like, you know,
yeah,
slowly but surely, oh, you need a device for this and that, which is like I said, having a phone is good for for me for like um for medical purposes, bank, for good stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Getting notifications for like I got an appointment, blah blah blah. They give me a text. You know what I mean? Hey, tomorrow you have an appointment at 8:30. Like, okay, thank you very much. But just to be caught up in all that all day, like, oh man, you know,
yeah.
people drift
No,
off.
and like I said, I mean, yeah, I would. I mean, for me, it was the same way. I got out. The first thing I bought was a little tablet from Walmart, and I put like the Text Now app on there, and that's how I would like talk to my.
For communicating all that.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
that's yeah.
I didn't get a phone or nothing at first. I'm like, I don't want that shit. You know what I mean? It was different. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, bro. The whole thing is just crazy. The way everything went
The
down with.
way the way everything transpired.
Yeah, it's a trip. But hey, honestly, bro, you almost expect it because that's the pinta. You know what I'm saying? Exactly what happened on this YouTube shit is what happens in the joint. You can't. No one can ever fucking come up because everybody's clawing each other down. No one can work together for a good cause. You know what I mean? Because at the end, they're beefing over fucking who has a bigger dick.
Mm, mm, mm.
It's crazy. Rascal said it's funny because we freely use words like politics and campaigning, etc. Yet people still claim some moral high ground we were telling on ourselves all along. William Mainsworth, Prison Break Raw, 23 and 1 put hella people on. Yeah, he did. Ty 602 said, I like Big JD. Outside the box. Ty JD was cool. Life just caught up to him. He got back on dope, pretty sure. Sad, man. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I
Mm.
remember that about. He was the one that he was a sureño. He lived in Oklahoma. Era gabacho. He
Hmm.
had a good little show going on. Then he
Oh,
started beefing.
he passed away.
No, I don't think he passed away. I
Oh,
think he just stopped fucking with the YouTube shit.
oh, okay.
Same thing. He was beefing with some vatos over whatever, and he just fell off. Francisco said the one who made that rule. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. For sure. Yep, the one who made that rule. He you're talking about yeah. So he's on uh they pulled his rank and all that basically, and so yeah, he's not necessarily let's hit him, but he's not who he was basically. Rascal said it's become a thing for vatos to troll channels by feeding bad info for kids or to campaign against people. Yeah, I mean, there's other channels that their whole channel is fucking trolling. It's crazy.
Mm.
But it's because people give them that time. People, you know what I mean? If you respond, it keeps coming. Porque they said, I'm rocking with you if you're rocking with me.
Mm.
Oh man, two weirdo white boys sit tight. He's talking about Pino and that other fool. Forgetting to laugh my ass off. He had loose lips, no disrespect. Rest in peace. He's talking about Savage. I mean, the unfortunate side of that, bro, is he thought he was bulletproof. At the end of the day, bro, we all know we got pegadas on us. You know what I mean? So what do we have to prove? Why would I have to prove and tell you where I'm at? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's childish. Like, pull up. What the fuck I'm gonna pull up? Are you stupid? To get whacked? Like I'm living a normal life now. I can't pull up because I'm not gonna pull up with anything.
And why put? Who are you talking about? The guy that passed away? He's
Savage, yeah.
dead, right? How did he die?
He had a beef with Avato, bro, and
Oh, and
he
then
was
on
on
the oh yeah, see,
he was on this YouTube shit. He was having pleito with everybody, and I guess on Instagram, this dude hit him up talking shit, but he was telling everybody where he was, where he worked. So the dude drove out there and whacked him.
oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
But why? Yeah, I don't know, man.
But after being on here, bro, saying like fuck the anime and all this other stuff, like you know what I'm saying? Like
Right, right.
we know what we're saying, we know what we're doing, we know the the bear that we're poking. Why make it easy? Like I'm not stupid. I know these about
That's too much energy, bro. It's like if you know if you wanna you wanna tell your story. I mean, you want to talk, but man, don't start. Why are you gonna put yourself in a position to where? Oh my goodness, my mind just started running right now. I didn't even know about that.
yeah.
You
See,
know
I
what
mean,
I
with
mean?
me, like I already know. Like I say, these buttons
Now
want
you have to protect yourself. You
yeah
gotta run if you gotta run around with a chop with
something
fire to protect yourself. And then when you're gonna
best.
protect yourself, and then why are you gonna go through all that, and then at the end of the day, and you're out here, and then even catch a case, or you get hurt, or you hurt somebody else. It's
Yeah,
just too, oh my goodness. And then you go back to jail, or if you beat it or you don't. Oh man, it's just too much for me, bro. Just even thinking
yeah.
about it right now, I didn't even know that. I'm
I'm
just wanting
saying,
in general now. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, I know, and I've said it before. Like I know that it's not a secret that I'm on the lista, right?
Right, right, right.
I know these vatos want to whack me, but why would I be so dumb as to make it easy? And like fools will come on here and be like, "Why won't you give up your location?" Because I'm not stupid, motherfucker. What the fuck? Like what?
I mean, but that, I mean, at the end of
Would
the day, I
anybody?
mean, why would that? I mean, I'm not gonna, not saying it's a stupid question, but I mean, why
It
you
is.
even asking? You already know why, fool.
Yeah,
You know
it
what
is.
I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's a
like
stupid
me, you
question.
ask me, hey,
Because if
yeah, I'm
I
not
did
tough.
give up on it,
Yeah, I'm scared,
listen,
bro. I'm
bro.
scared. I'm scared.
And
I'm
here's
not
the
trying
thing.
to go back. I'm not putting myself in no predicament like that. You know what I mean?
And here's the
I'm
thing, bro.
sorry.
If I did give up my location, please don't show up because I'm not gonna do it without being prepared. That'd be stupid. But I'm never gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna put myself in that position. I'm
Right,
not no tough guy. I'm not trying to hurt nobody, and I don't want to get hurt. Period. You know what I mean?
right,
So, and I'm not fucking 15 where I'm gonna fight you in the back of the schoolyard. Like I would run out of breath. We're not fighting. So those days are over. It's just stupid the way that some of these vatos still think at the age that we are. You know what I mean? Like some of these vatos still got the mentality of children, and somehow they think that that's hard and cool to talk like that. It's just fucking ridiculous. Like we've all done what we've done. We don't want to continue. That's the whole point of this. But yeah, that vato, he did himself dirty, bro. He had just had a baby.
Oh yeah, I just seen it right now. Yeah, man, that's
He
it's
had just had a
unfortunate,
baby,
man.
brand new baby, the first kid, and it was a gotcha situation. He had a ruca, he had a baby. He let the YouTube shit, the feria, get it, like make him lose his relationship with his girl and shit because he started, the money got to him. But that can happen, whatever. But then he just let himself go with his life, bro, and now that baby's alone. You know what I'm saying? Without his dad, it's just sad. Eh? For what? He didn't prove shit. Like he tried to prove how tough he was, but no one gave a fuck about. Like at the end of the day, really, like your baby should have been what? I don't know. It's just sad. It was a bad situation.
It is.
Burkini said, yeah, that dude was on his own borrowed time. Yeah, he was. Unfortunately, he was, bro. Unfortunately, yeah. He was too busy trying to prove how tough he was. And, those days should have been over. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't prove anything at the end of the day. It just doesn't. I don't give a fuck what nobody says about me, but my kid. So, you know what I mean? Who I was, what I was, none of that shit means nothing. I'm not that. And to be honest, I wasn't that. Because if I was, I'd still be there. So everything everybody says about me, what is it? What did Eminem say? I am whatever you say I am. There we go. Let's see. Rascal said it was a roller coaster then, now it's a circus. Burkini said the only one who got rich was the bullshitter Wes Watson. I don't know, bro. I think motherfucker 23-1 did too. Oh, what's his name? After prison show, fucking Jake 1090 did. There's a few of them. They got they
Hey, is there's good. I mean, there's good money in this.
there can be, bro, if you blow it. Like my shit, no. Because I don't see, listen, bro. People are
Mhm.
looking for that drama. They're looking for like if I was to come on here when the other channel we had going and we talked about the carnales and we put pictures up there and all that, that one was making okay money. That one would be, I mean, 1 month it would 9,000, 14,000, 12,000. It was doing good. Like every month it would get you know. But this one, I don't put videos out that draw the crowds. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
okay.
and so that's what you need. You have to
Well,
get
yeah, yeah, I get it. I agree with you as far as see, people always want to know the juicy stuff. They want to
yeah.
know.
That's what they're looking for.
Everyone wants to talk about hey about this or that. All the bad stuff. They don't want to talk about the good stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
See, like I
I,
could
I
tell
get it.
you, like even like just the last live I did, uh, or the one before that. ¿Cómo se llama? Uh, Made $4.35.
And then at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, okay, just for argument's sake, I'm just doing the math right now.
Mm-hmm.
Say, for example, what is good money? In this, are you
Yeah.
saying like okay, this young man right here, like he just said is 25 or 27 years old, right? You lost your life, right? How much were you pushing a month, right? Just argument's sake,
The thing with him
what
is
25,000,
he did blow
50,000?
up. He did blow up. He did have a lot of views and a lot of shit. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say, yeah, he was probably making probably not that much. I would say 10 to 15,000 a month.
Okay. All right, 30. Okay, 15 grand. Okay, I'm gonna give him 20, right?
Yeah.
20 grand a month, right?
Mhm.
So, you know, you're making what 20, 25 a year. You know what I mean? For
Yeah.
argument's sake, right? I mean, that's not bad money, but for at the end of the day, for what? You know, being in jail or being dead. I don't know, man. I'm doing the math.
Yeah.
It's not worth it, bro.
It's not. I mean, not
Yeah.
for listen, not to
Discredit.
well, I'm gonna say to give up what your integrity. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
if
I
you
just used
truly
that today.
if you truly feel, and that's what, see, listen, when we had that other channel, bro,
Hmm.
we were making that, like that kind of feria. We were the first. I mean, no
But
one.
you had to split it, right?
Yeah, we split it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was between a few of the three of us,
Right.
and but we had two channels. Both channels had 40,000 subscribers, 45,000, something like that. But we were the first ones there. Nobody else had that kind of numbers, except for the Mbatos that I told you. The Gabachos had already done it before, but we were
Right,
the
right.
first ones coming up at this time. And it was like 12 grand, 9 grand this month, next month 11 grand, and yes, split between three of us. But it didn't, it like the feria, of course, like I'm not, I'm human, bro. Money's
No, of
good.
course, no. There's no. I get it. I get it.
It was
Oh,
nice. It was
three,
nice to
four
be able
grand.
to
Yeah,
pay
three,
the
4 grand
bill.
on the side, or if it's a full-time job, whatever. It's
Yeah,
still
it was nice
that's
to be able to keep
it's
the
not
bills
bad.
paid and shit, and I was still working through it all, but it was nice to be able to say, "Mira, we can, bam, it's all paid off, we're good." But it wasn't what we said we wanted to do. That was the point. Like we had talked about what the point, why we were doing this between us. We had decided that we were trying to put something out there that would deter individuals. That's what what the original thing was. And the original voices in the beginning wasn't Homeboy. It wasn't his voice, and it wasn't like everything was different. And then it became his voice, and then it became like everybody looked at it like his show, and everything was about him. Then it brought the trolls, and then it became the
The
questions.
haters.
Yeah, you had the haters, and then you had the other side of it, the lovers, the ones that were fucking cheerleading that. You know what I'm saying? And then like it just
And say
became,
everybody loves beef.
yeah, and it
That's
came,
what this world's doing. And
yeah, it
you
became
know,
what we had said we weren't trying to do. Like Simon, we wanted to make feria, but
you know,
we thought we were being informational in a way where people would say, "Fuck, man, why would anybody want to be part of this shit? These
right.
fucking dudes ain't doing nothing but whacking each other and da da da."
I,
But it almost became the opposite.
I
Like,
ain't signing up for that. Nope.
yeah, yeah, that's what we thought. But it was almost like the opposite. We were getting comments where people were like, "Oh, so that vato was," when they're talking about Artie, or when they're talking about um, the one they called the
Just
Joe Pesci of the fucking anime. Like
or just
everybody, they're
individuals.
rooting
Yeah.
for these motherfuckers, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, and then I started my little series with the Arizona side. I think I put down 3 videos at first, and it was like, no, wait a minute, like it's going left on us, bro. That this is not what we talked about, and so I pulled that shit. I'm like, nah, I'm good, I'm good. I'm gonna go over here and do something different. And then the other homie said the same, and we just kind of shut it down. We just like, fuck it, you know what I mean? Where it's not what we were looking for,
Hmm.
and so we stopped. And those are 2 dead channels still to this day, but
Hmm.
whatever.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Let me see where we at. The only one who got rich was
Almost done
Bullshit.
with it.
Burkina said he's such a douche, steroids and speed. Burkina said, serio. Chango, do yourself a favor. Don't hear him, bro. Rascal said he's Joel Osteen on steroids with an Adderall habit. Guy said, for real, Rascal. Rascal said that part. I regret making certain choices that tainted my real goals. I stand by what I said, but admit I didn't need to say it. Said, appreciate the love, fellas. It's mutual. Forgive
Oh, I
baby.
love you too.
Yeah. And you
Mm.
know what? I'm gonna say straight up right now, I was disappointed in some of when Rascal would respond to some of that shit. But I was like, hey, he's a
Man,
man.
check that fool.
He's gonna do what he do. But I was just like, damn, bro, why you responding? That said, like, that's not you. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But everybody got to do what they got to do. But I was just like, fuck, I already knew that it would turn it into something that it wasn't supposed to be. That's why I've never responded. I mean, I've talked about some stuff,
Yeah.
but I haven't responded to a lot of the stuff that comes at me. I just don't want to, bro. Not on here. It's not. It's not conducive to what I'm doing. It doesn't mean anything, and it has no. It wouldn't benefit
No
me.
merit. Yeah.
It has no benefit. Like, I don't care what nobody says about me. They could say what they want. All that shit, like I said, they could say,
Yeah, that's why, sometimes I just like, man, like I'll be like, whoa, all this schooling, all this training, all this stuff people have, and it's like, okay, supposedly,
yeah,
but then you're, like you said, you're going south with it. Like, wait a minute, I thought you had this, I thought you were this, I thought you were that, and I don't,
that's the
you're
other
getting
side.
you're getting all emotional, you're getting in your feelings. I mean, this is what you signed up for. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sometimes I feel like, no lie, bro. Sometimes I feel like, damn, what was going on, in the clicas and all that. It's happening on these channels, this devices. You know what I mean?
yep,
And I'm
exactly.
not even just talking about just this. I'm just talking about in general. Just when they're putting all them, women and you know, I don't know. It just trips me out sometimes. When I
And,
see
and I
these
and
women,
I
as far as these women that are showing, their shots,
yeah,
okay, they're on Instagram, they can't show this, but then go on fam, what's that,
yeah,
Facebook,
my
what's that called?
OnlyFans or some
There we
shit.
go, and then they go from here, and then they go to porn, and it's like, wait, I'm confused. I'm good. Like, wait.
And I used to think the same thing, bro. Like, I'm like, these are supposed to be the pintos, right? All of us are supposed to be the ones that were schooled in a way where we don't, you know what I mean, do all that, no cell warrior shit, and it's
Exactly.
hell,
Yeah.
it's cell
Selling
warrior,
wolf tickets. Yeah.
yeah, nonstop. Like, bro, catch me if you can, but I'm not gonna give you myself, you know what I mean. But other than that, I'm not talking about it. I don't know, bro. It's just crazy. It was a trip. It's been a trip. It's been I don't know. It's been an experience, but I like the route that I ended up taking with it, no matter what, and whatever. Fuck 'em. Where are we at? Burkini says Savage had a new baby too. Yeah, he did. Very sad. Burkini said he proved it, but yeah, look at the cost. Yeah, but what he proved? Yeah, he didn't prove shit. I mean, nobody's bulletproof, bro. Nobody's that tough. We all can get whacked. What are you proving by pretending you're not scared of that? Just it's ridiculous, eh? Like, I've seen motherfuckers. I've had brains on my goddamn pants. Human beings are very fucking killable, and I know I'm one. So I'm not gonna let nobody do it. ZG said the jacked up part is that his son is gonna get older and see the bullshit he was doing that led up to his demise and how and what was said about his father after. Hopefully not, bro. Hopefully that most of that stuff is lost in YouTube world. I mean, I don't know if they deleted it. I haven't gone on there, but hopefully most of that stuff, which is like, hopefully the Ruka shelters the kid from that stuff. That's not something he needs to know about his father. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. He said, but Stabbage was still like 25 to 27, so he was still young in the mind. I don't know, man. When you're 25, 27, he had already done 10 years in the joint and all that. He should have been a lot more mature than that. I mean, when you're 25, 27, you still know you can be killed. And that's the bottom line. Like, who cares if people think you're tough or if you were a badass or none of that shit? Like, you could get killed, period. Like, that's not, nobody cannot. It's just ridiculous. Burkina says, ZG, yup, hopefully his son learns from his dad's mistakes when he sees this later on. What sucks is there's a channel out there with him laying on the floor dead and his son has to see that too. Is that really? I've never seen that. Hopefully they take that off. Francisco said, I believe that people troll because they need that attention from someone they look up to. They want to be like the ones they hate on. That could be the case. I mean, it's just everybody should just do their own fucking thing. Like,
Misery loves company.
everybody worries about everybody else. Just do you. What do you care? Like, I know my big troll is that my stories aren't true or that I haven't told it the way it's supposed to be. Then tell it how it should be. What the fuck you care what I say? Fuck. If
Yeah.
if you know something different than me, then tell it. If I've already said it, I didn't live in the 70s. I don't know exactly the fucking way it went. I'm telling it how I was told. If you were told differently, then tell it. Fucking stop being a bitch. Rascal said I was a dummy. Times two. I responded to stuff. Got 20,000 views. Never monetized those videos though, because didn't want it to be like I was profiting off it or doing it for some money. You should have though. Fuck it. I mean, at the end of the day, what part of that really don't matter, you know? Doug Ross, what's up, brother? He said, hello, brother. See you still doing it. Man, you were doing it. If you think not, I heard the voice tonight about women's taking children inside the big houses. I got it, man. I went through it for a bit. Yeah, it's sad, bro. I mean, and I understand that most rucas don't do it. I mean, they do it not thinking, just like we do shit not thinking. It's human nature, but it needs to be put out there that can. It's not something that's healthy for your children. Rasta said, live and learn. Pride cometh before the gunshots, he said. Again, said, Rascal, no shit, bro, for real. Don't get all riled up again, Cricket. He said, I'm not, bro. Doug Ross said, hope I can be welcome in this house with the people who here watched a few cricket over the last few months. Feels really honest and true, man. I'm a 70s kid in 78 years, 18. What the hell happened there? 70s kid in 78 years, 18. I don't know what all them numbers are, bro, but you're very welcome here.
Yeah.
I was born in 78, so I'm a 80s kid, I think, right? Is that what that is?
Yeah, 80.
Congo's a 70s kid. All right, we're at the end, bro. We're at the end of the comments, and I think we're at the end of the show. It's 3 hours, 51 minutes, fool.
Man.
I'm surprised my ruka ain't got at me and told me shut the fuck up.
She's watching, right? She probably went to sleep.
She may have.
Mm-hmm. All right, bro.
1970, I was 8. Oh, that's what you're saying.
Oh, okay. I figured it out too. I was like, okay.
Cool. Yeah, it's like I said, man. It sucks, man, that some of us had to go through whatever we went through, and hopefully we can pass on the message that that it's not a life to live on all grounds. I'm that kid. My jefita met some fool that wanted to love her and pretended to be my dad, and he was a fucking piece of shit.
All caked up, huh?
Yeah, him and his family hated me, and I didn't know why. His parents, that were supposed to be my grandparents, I called them by their first name, and I didn't know why. I thought they were my grandparents. Like, there's a lot of fucking shit there that happened behind that. And that's right. So when I talk, I'm speaking from experience. It's not I'm not just making shit up here. And then it led me down a path that I know I'm responsible for. I made the decisions I made, but that shit was put up for me. You know what I'm saying? I was a broken motherfucking individual, and most of that was from my childhood. So I already know what can cause what, and so I'm asking these fucking women, please don't do that to your children. And to the kids that have been through that, realize what you're going into if you continue this life and what you're going to do. There's a lot of heartache and loss in prison. It just is. There's no cool points. There's no love. There's no family. The tricas aren't going to be there for you. There's no cause. You're not fighting for the white power. You're not fighting for brown pride. You're not fighting for the Black Panther. None of that shit is true. It's all bullshit. And at the end of the day, those will be the ones that turn on you. So just have your family, take care of
the
your
ones
family,
close to you,
and be there for them. At the end of the night, that's just the way it's got to be, because unfortunately, the dream of being a big bad gangster making money and fucking hoes ain't gonna happen.
Oh look, hey, what are you gonna do for homeboy's birthday? Look, his birthday's coming up.
Ooh, I said, welcome, Doug.
Right here, the big homie.
Oh, Rascal, my birthday's February 23rd. Okay, now we're going to do.
Is that an Indo window?
Window. Yeah.
Hey, matter of fact, hey, where's my $20 at, Holmes?
Hey, what did happen to the 20?
Man, I had to go buy my own food Friday yesterday.
Yeah, what happened to that?
And he said he needed $5 out. Man.
Did I show you this, bro? Right after I got out, I took my kid and Luca to Miami Beach.
Yeah, you told me. Yeah, you told me. Yeah, you told me about it. Yeah,
Yeah, shit.
yeah.
Right there too.
You know,
Yep. Those were the days. All
mm,
right. Where are we
good
at?
time.
Bulqueño
All
said,
right.
good night, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Blessings. Rascal said, welcome, Mr. Ross. Good night, Chronicleros. Ty 602 said, October 24th, 77 is his birthday. Yes, he mine's January 2nd, 78. Wait, do I owe you $20? He said.
He forgot. Oh
Dang,
man, what? Hey, he was on one the other night. He remember? Wait, whatever happened? Why did he? Did you talk to him after that?
I haven't talked to him.
Yeah, he hasn't talked to me either. I was like, man,
What
what's up,
happened,
man?
Rascal? Yeah,
He
he
just disappeared.
disappeared.
Look, he forgot. He was on one so good. Look, he forgot about the. He didn't even know
Ah,
about the $20. Man,
what happened there? It was supposed to be getting Cash App that night.
yeah, all that. You know, I even sent my
The big
cash.
kahuna. The big kahuna had
Yeah,
said,
the big. Oh, that's what it was. He got round. I know who it is. I know who it is. He didn't know who it was.
uh-uh. He said,
That's
I
how it
fell
all
asleep.
started. He
I
didn't
know
know that
you
I was the big Kahuna, aka. I got so many handles, man. You know.
did, right? Doug Ross said, be positive, kids will follow. Be solid, stand up, and honest above all. Kids will flock to you, wrenching on the rods and bikes, just doing shit. Idle minds and the devil's playground for sure. Yeah.
Hey, he woke up. He didn't have no juice. You know, he didn't charge his phone. He nodded out on the couch. You know what I mean? He woke up. He's like, he's gonna use his phone. He couldn't use his phone because it was on zero.
Yeah. Just
Uh,
like I said, man, we're gonna get out of here, but we're gonna keep doing what we do on this channel. I know that people are used to some of the other stuff that go on other channels. We don't do that here, and I hope that you guys appreciate that. We're just trying to have solid conversations about real shit. And in the meantime, while people are willing to donate feria, we're gonna keep doing that so that we can get this shit for these kids, whatever we can get. Um, those of you that have been around for a while know already. And like this Christmas, I mean, this is all the stuff that you guys got for these kids. Is we had 40 kids this Christmas that we were able to get gifts for. And this was the last thing we got for the school, and this is the bike we got for this last kid on his birthday this last week.
it's
So we're
all
gonna,
for the cause.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's the real cause.
For the benefit of the young people.
We're
You
gonna
know.
keep doing that, man. We're gonna put these smiles on these kids' faces. And again, I'm not saying that's gonna change the world. I'm not saying it's gonna make kids not be gangbangers.
But
But
it's a
what I am
start.
saying is yeah, we're gonna do if it's a good thing that we can do. And I remember when I was a stupid little kid in juvenile hall, and people were giving me presents when the churches would show up and every kid in the juvenile got a present. And I remember those gifts to this day at 40 something. I remember those gifts. And so I know that it's important. I know that it means something. And whether it deterred me from that life or not doesn't
They
mean yeah,
appreciated that.
yeah, it's something for, it's to make kids smile and have something. And it's a little to ask for when it's already being done. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do it. Look at that. Thanks, man. And all here, look at that, said Doug Ross. Burkina said, Doug, salute. Ty said, like Crust says, don't be a dick. There you go. Buenas noches, everybody. Appreciate you, Chongo. Thank you,
All
brother.
right, bro. I'll holler at you later, man. You know what I mean? Stay up. All right, peoples.
Till the next
You know.
one, everybody have a good night. Thank you, guys.